Good afternoon, Total Warriors, and welcome to the ERAS Clash with DahvPlays as our guest this time. We will go over to him in a second, but just as a quick recap for those of you who are tuning into your very first ERAS Clash, this is our series of historical, semi-competitive, definitely not competitive if your monsters abound, kind of series of battles throughout a bunch of our historical games. So we've already had stops at Shogun 2, we've had a stop at Rome Remastered, and next up we are here with Medieval 2. Without further ado then, I'm going to throw us over to the leaderboard and reveal our guest co-host for this stream. Dav, you are unveiled. Oh no, you've disappeared.
Hello.
Oh, there you are.
My pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. What's your experience of Medieval 2?
Played it a lot growing up, recently, just all the way around. I think, like many people, for me, it's, the Total War I hold near and dear, closest to my heart. Just such an amazing game, still holds up so well to this day. And on behalf of everyone in chat, I know you're probably not going to respond. I don't expect you to say anything, but Medieval 3 win, Josh. Medieval 3 win.
I was going to say, you've definitely been reading the comments then under our latest YouTube videos. Maybe you're the one leaving all those comments. You and your army of bots, eh? But yes, the Medieval 2, absolute fantastic edition. We were talking about it with Pav. So Pav, he was on a stream last Thursday. One of the very few Horsham developers who worked on Med 2, right? Because obviously it was very Australia based. I think he was saying it was his first project was he got hired and then he had to make the Pope assassination video or the Pope funeral video. So that's the kind of vibe that Med 2 brings, right?
Oh yeah, just pure vibes all the way around.
Exactly. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see any of the funeral Pope funeral videos in this because we are purely focused on battles. So we've got 6 competitors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 competitors out of our duos here. Dav, I don't know how much of the previous ERAS clashes you've seen, but I can run you and the audience through the teams that we have. And then we'll ask you who you think are going to win these matchups. So we have the History Boys, and that is right at the top there. They are currently in the lead, and that is Lionheart and Cody Bonds. They're the History Boys. You'd expect Med 2 to kind of be their bread and butter, right? This will be hopefully a very strong game for them. They are going to be up against 2 Cats in a Trench Coat, right down there at the bottom, but not in points. And that is Arcard and Nerd Rage Fred. So that's our first matchup going to be. Anyone who you would tip the scales towards there, Dav?
Oh, I know Cody and Lionheart are very experienced, so History Boys might be able to take this one, but we'll see. Two cats in a trench coat. It's always dangerous.
I think they're one of the wild cards that we seem to have. But the representatives in both teams is Lionheart and Nerd Rage Fred here.
I think I've played Nerd Rage Fred a couple times in Warhammer 3, but I don't know that I've ever actually had the chance to play against Lionheart, although he's maybe the most experienced person in the tournament just in general.
I think in my head I always see Lionheart as incredibly experienced, but more of like a single player experience. I don't, and maybe I'm doing him a disservice, but I always see him as like the Total War historical single player king of knowing how to beat the AI and how to fight battles there. I wonder how much of that's going to translate over to multiplayer.
Yeah, we'll see.
So our next matchup is, I'm just going down the leaderboard. We have Assembled Creatively, who have been, I think, assembling their armies very creatively. That is Colonel Damners and Monsters Abound. Monsters Abound last couple of weeks. Rome Remastered, I think, was 2 weeks ago. He brought an army of 20 units of head hurlers. This is going to shock you, Dav. He didn't win. That's unfortunate. Their points do not reflect the amount of effort that they've put in to these armies and the thinking that's gone on there. They are going to be up against Holler Skinks, which is I kind of like our Warhammer 3 contingent, I would say, of people who primarily have played Warhammer 3, although Lawmaster obviously has done a fair bit historical. Cleo 8 is going to be the representative for their team this week. So Monsters versus Cleo. And the last two teams we have, Spears Before Beers. So that's Joe on it and the Terminator. Kind of a very historical focus. They're still playing a lot of historical content, right? Terminator more video essays. Joe more battle focused, especially casting battles. I think quite a strong team, but I also think Fishy Takes, who they're up against, Andy's Take and Jackie Fish, also kind of in the exact same wheelhouse, right? Really historical focused, play a lot of those old historical Total Wars. Who would you give the nod to out of those two?
It's tough, both these teams, I would say I'd expect them to be more familiar with the rosters and sort of the overall game balance. So I think honestly, this one out of all of them, just based on my gut feeling, is probably a coin flip. It's really, really hard to say.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think, although, do you know what? I feel like Assembled Creatively in Hollis Gigs is the team of Anarchy versus the team who are learning the game just before then playing in the tournament. That is a rife for chaos, I think, and what we're going to see from them.
Should be very exciting.
Absolutely. Well, then, without further ado, I think the way that we will do this, the order will go in. We will start off with Joe and Andy, and then we'll do Monsters and Cleo, and we'll end it off with No Bridge Fred and Lionheart.
Fantastic.
Great. I'm going to boot up this replay. We are on old netcode. I was told by the competitors, if I read that chat correctly, that there were no desyncs during the battles this time, which was really great. So at least playing it seemed to work really well. Let's hope that the replay system is favourable to us. I see Monsters in chat as well. So hello, Monsters. Gonna be, I imagine, trying to influence the audience towards giving them some bonus points later on in the stream. Right. Press this button and hope it takes us over to the game.
Hey.
So right here we've got Andy's Take with the Byzantine Empire.
My favorite faction back in the day.
And so one of the extra rules that we laid onto this, me and you had a chat about it. So I'm just turning down the game audio. Me and you had a chat about it. We'll see how the rule takes place, but there's 3 battles that they get to play. It's 3 points for a victory, 1 point for a loss, and then you guys in the chat will have the ability to award a bonus point if you think it was a valiant defeat. But we went for battle 1. It was, oh no, I'm trying to remember the names of was it early, high, late? I think are the 3 different categories. So yeah. Battle 1 is early, Battle 2 is high, and Battle 3 is late. Just so we could see how a variety of different factions kind of getting their time to shine. We'll see how that played out, because I'm not sure how if it was too mean to then ask all of these competitors to learn 3 different eras of Med 2 gameplay. No one complained, at least publicly to me. So perhaps.
Yeah, it's one of those quirks of this game in particular that you have these different eras, and the game, taking place over such a long period of history, the tech does advance quite a bit. You're in like chainmail, basic, armor early on, and then all the way up to like full plate and even gunpowder weapons by the late period. So really, really dynamic and fun.
Yeah, and we're hopefully going to see some of that here with our first early battle. So I'm just going to fast forward to the end of deployment. It seems to really be a coin toss at this point whether the Total War replay system includes deployment or not. It seemed to be about 50-50. And what we're going to have to do is have just a look at the battles that we've got going on here. So the Byzantine Empire here, Andy's Take. We've got lines of archers.
Yeah, Trebizond archers are pretty quality, and dismounted, like either knights or in this case Byzantine lancers are going to essentially fulfill like a heavy swordsman role.
Yep.
We've got the Varangian guard, the 2-handed axeman, looks like maybe one on each flank.
Yep. Oh, I'm going to have to increase this camera scroll speed because this is a workout already. We've got some missile cav over here. Oh, some more stuff in the trees hidden as well. It's more of that sweet heavy infantry those axes, I don't think we'll be cutting down trees today. Oh wow, and
although,
some very heavy cav in the back.
yes, Medieval 2, heavy cav is the ace in the hole in this game. It is the the be-all end-all. Heavy cavalry charges are incredibly strong, maybe the strongest of any Total War in this particular game. So.
And you were part of the kind of part of the setup, right, for the getting those rules. I did twist your arm into the early high late, but one of the rules that I did take forward was limitation on that heavy cav, just so we don't see 20 versus 20.
As glorious as that would be, we want to see some variety in army.
And we have Sicily here for Joe.
Oh yeah, Sicily's a really fun faction. You know, given their geographic location, they kind of have a mix of like Southern European, North African units. So here it looks like we got some spearmen, sergeant spearmen. They're kind of heavy spears. Dismounted knights again, sort of heavy swords. Yeah, the knights on the flanks mounted up, and a few meat shields in there. A few peasants.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I think they're the only non-heavy unit that either team's really brought here. Oh, we got some normal spearmen, but I think those peasants might be the first things that we see die. They are, at least they brought their pitchforks. You'd think though, with the amount of armor that everyone else is wearing, they could have shared just a couple of pieces.
Yeah, armor's expensive.
It is. We are gonna get underway here then. So hopefully we're going to see the two of them clashing. This is one of the maps you chose, I believe. Quite an open field.
Yeah, this one's got quite a bit of open space, not too much like hills and other terrain. It does have some woods on the one side, so there's a little bit of kind of room for maneuvering there.
Yep. Now we can see that starting to begin. Looks like the cavalry's going through the woods.
I'm curious to see. We did see a little bit of knights and so forth.
Looks like they're scarpering away. Is this... they're missile cavalry, that'll be why. Oh, no! Well, that is a rapid turn for that kind of horse, don't you think?
They basically just teleported the other direction.
They are heavily trained.
A little bit of light kiting here.
Yeah, I think we've got some on the other side as well.
Missile cavalry, bow cavalry takes some time to do damage.
Yep.
Javelin cavalry is quite high damage in this game. They're usually quite dangerous to knights, but here it looks like just some light skirmishing, maybe trying to lead some of these knights and other mounted units away.
Yeah, it looks like they're pulling back there. One thing I learned about Med 2 when I was doing these tests, and maybe you can confirm or deny if I've completely misunderstood the system, it seems like the weather is randomly chosen when you press play on that battle. Like, you don't have an option to toggle rain or fog or... it gives you what it gives you.
Right, and I believe one side has the option to wait.
Yep.
At least in campaign, right? Like, you can wait and decide, I don't want to attack right now. I'll fight out the weather is.
We've got an army moving in then. So Joe's taking the initiative to push forward. It looks like Andy's kind of going for some harassment, skirmishing around the sides.
Yeah, well, over the long course of the battle, it'll definitely net some good value.
Yep.
And in particular, if he can get the cavalry away from the front line engagement while that kind of plays out, that will definitely be his benefit. But right now we see, maybe one or two unit models dying from those knights on the flanks as they take the arrow fire.
Andy seems to be pretty happy with his... You can see it on the minimap here. He's really spreading that cavalry out. It looks like they have taken some shots here, maybe from some archers.
Yeah, a little bit of damage here and there.
They've not dealt with a huge amount back either, right?
Yeah, it's the controls. This one is probably, in terms of the games that you're playing for this event, I think this is the only one that has like the ancient control scheme still. So, controlling this many units this spread out across the battlefield is actually quite impressive.
I mean, I'm struggling with the scroll speed at the moment. I did go and remap to WSAD camera controls. It looks like Joe's chasing off some missile units in the forest. That's gonna be one of those things where if I was doing that, I would absolutely forget about those. I've right-clicked on that unit now and it's gone. More horses falling as well. Is it I'm trying to work out who's exactly getting those kills. Oh, it's these archers back here. That'll be it.
Yeah.
So Andy
those...
taking up a more defensive location there.
The archers on the counterfire. It's always dangerous for missile cavalry in particular. Although the Byzantine missile cavalry has some armor.
Yep.
We'll have to be careful about that counterfire.
Oh, I thought Andy would be tempted there to maybe sacrifice one of these missile units to then be able to get a rear charge. But it looks like he's got other plans for these heavy cav.
Yeah, he might just go in for a base charge if he's not.
I mean, it looks like he is, right? The archers. Oh, it's the. Oh no.
Oh.
No.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh no. Defeat is a distinct possibility. Feels like a real understatement of the situation they've just gone through there. Oh no.
Hey,
well,
they did their job. They
that's
caught with their bases.
That's the major threat off the board, right? Oh no! No, not their brothers. A lot of them there just seem to kind of fall over.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. They've caught them there. I'm wondering if Joe would be tempted to maybe charge in. What would you do here?
Yeah, just focus fire with all the archers since they're caught up on the peasants. And the peasants are doing their job of dying very, very quickly. Might as well just shoot as many as you can. And it does look like the cataphracts are taking some losses from archers.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm not sure cost-wise. I don't remember exactly how much these units cost, but that might be cost-effective actually.
I mean, someone in the chat saying, imagine being a peasant conscript and told to stand in front of your archers. Yeah, I think you definitely know what's going on there. What your role in this battle is. It looks like the cavalry chasing over here is still continuing.
Yeah, the skirmish mode.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he's using skirmish mode, but I do remember it being pretty decent in this one. Although it looks like maybe one over there got caught and chased off.
Yeah, they did. So Joe managed to catch one unit of that missile cav, which is nice. They are getting winded though. It feels like both are kind of biding their time here, waiting for the big commitment, right?
Yeah, the big infantry engagements kind of yet to play out, but the units do tire faster in the rain in this. That's what they do in many Total War games, so that's definitely playing a factor here. I don't remember the effect of exhaustion in this one. It's as debilitating as it is in the later games.
Well, unfortunately, we won't be able to interview and ask the peasants how they felt. None of them still standing. It looks like the infantry are moving in, though. So Joe, I think, trying to make a little bit of a box-ish formation here. Just trying to protect these archers. I was worried that was enemy's cav there.
Yeah, the other thing, too, about the kind of more boxy formations is they can turn and fire faster.
Yep.
So, as he's trying to focus down different units, although it looks like they might have been on skirmish mode as they kind of ran back a little bit there.
It does, and also I just want to check in on this. It does look like Joe has, he's caught those missile units in the trees there. So, is it possible that Joe's going to be able to bring these cav back and have a bit more cav control here?
It's definitely possible. It'll take him some time to get back.
Yeah,
it's up to the other side to try and capitalize on that. See if we can get some good damage.
We've got the heavy infantry versus heavy infantry now, so this is going to be, I imagine, quite a slog.
Yes, neither of them have maces, right? They're both equipped with swords. So they should be pretty pure opponents. The Normans might have slightly better armor than the Byzantines.
You've got to wonder if there's a morale debuff for Sicily fighting on the bodies of their dead peasants. Maybe they don't care. They're knights after all.
Yeah, they probably deserved it.
Do you feel for Joe then it's going to be how these archers are able to be used and kind of pick enemies off? We've got some wavering over here as well. It still feels really even for me. I want to see Joe's cav being able to get back here and just as I said that, just to try and start get some charges off.
Yeah, the mounted sergeants right now are sort of charging through their own men, which is going to blunt the impact of their charge somewhat, but looks like they might be trying to reposition the other side of the formation.
At some point, I'm sure as well, we're both going to be shocked by a sudden camera cut to a dead general. We'll have to try and, because we can't hear game audio, we'll have to try and live work out whose general just died. Hopefully they'll have a little flag or something. So yeah, continuing skirmishes over around the map. This must be quite a lot to try and manage all at once.
The enemy are
Sure.
badly blooded.
Who's winning this one over
They
here?
have
Oh well,
lost
it's
half their men.
a single spearman and a bunch of Andy's heavy infantry. So I think we know how that one's gonna go. Oh, I think Andy's getting through to the. Oh, he's already broken through to the archers. That's gonna be, I think, very difficult to come back from.
Yeah. Yeah, the loss of the archers will be pretty tough, and the Sicilian cavalry right now, like I said, a little bit late. They kind of led astray. Now, Byzantine cavalry has a really nice opportunity here. They're capitalizing well.
There's counter cavalry coming in from Joe, but I feel like these missile units being engaged while Andy's just kind of able to fire freely, even at these knights, which is, I assume, who their current target is. Yeah. That's going to give him a bit of a one-up. Oh, it looks like we've got some routes in the middle. Is he pulling back for another charge, do you think?
Yeah, the charge bonus is insane in this game, and you kind of do need to line up like good clean charges as well to get the best benefit from it.
That is Joe's general bodyguard engaged as well, so feeling quite risky, but they are fighting to the death. I'm glad to hear the music's banging, because all we can hear is each other. That's all I need though, Dev, just me and you.
Yeah.
Are they allowed to give chevrons or armor weapon upgrades? I believe they're allowed to do anything they want with the funds that they've got. So we played on the base default funds here, and you can see they've spent it on a lot of very heavy armor.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and in particular this game, the system of being able to upgrade the armor on your units and actually see that visually reflected on the units is probably one of my favorite features, honestly.
Joe has managed to come in and take out some of these archers here. Andy's coming in back with his missile cab. Do you think it's maybe just too late for Joe? Oh, I don't know. There's still these archers that he's managed to save. I mean, this feels really close.
It's definitely stabilizing things a bit, and yeah, now that the cavalry's come back, it is still fairly even. I mean, the Byzantines have a little bit of an advantage, but the Sicilians are not out of this yet. You know, leadership in this game can get squirrely real quick.
Yeah. I was going to say, is your plan here, if you're Joe, to try and take out the leader, see if you can cause some sort of rout? General's bodyguard's been engaged. Where are they?
Yeah, let's see. It is the missile cav, but at the same time, they did attack to the back.
Ah, no, they didn't.
Oh, valiant attempt.
Just an absolute
Lord preserve us. We have lost half of our men.
Everyone.
Yeah, a lot of heavy armor. That's why mace equipped units in this game, you know, that little bit of extra armor piercing, or like they have like hand axe. It's one of the reasons why Danes are quite strong in this game, especially in early game.
Yeah, and I guess I thought, I don't know, I just play medieval too, right? I don't play the battles split by different eras. I guess I thought I would have seen maybe more light troops in the earlier eras.
Yeah, this is a game that very much favors armor, so I'm not terribly surprised. These are also two of the factions that have some of the best access to like the Norman Knights are not too expensive, right?
Yeah.
And the Byzantine cavalry, especially for the era, are some of the best.
Yep.
So, good faction selections here.
Yeah, and it looks like, I think this is likely going to end up going to Andy, right? He's managed to get another charge in on these archers. I think these knights here are going to start to break any moment.
Yeah, it's looking like Byzantines have quite an advantage in terms of numbers.
I mean, a real battle to be able to win it. Like, a lot of corpses littering at this time.
Oh yeah.
Ah, there we go. They're starting to run.
Yep.
Well, with that, I think that is a first win for the Medieval 2 era.
The battle is in
I mean, we
our
could be
favor.
wrong,
If
but
we remain true and wholehearted,
I think
victory
we're
will be
probably
ours.
able to call that one. The question's going to be, once we stick this poll up, do you think this was a valiant defeat, Dad?
Yeah, I would say the Sicilians fought hard. You know, they contested well.
Yep.
It was ended up being pretty close. I just think that the missile cavalry gambit to lead the knights on a wild goose chase ultimately proved successful.
So the thinking then that Andy got more value out of that than Joe. right?
Yeah.
Even though he was the one being chased, he wanted to be chased.
Yes. Yep, just all about buying time and space, allowing the rest of the army
The
to
enemy
work.
general has no honor.
But, you know, it's
Leaves
very,
the field of
very
battle
thematic
and abandons his
and,
men.
like, historically correct to be led away as a knight by some missile cavalry. So, I would call that a pretty valiant defeat.
There we go. That's, well, it's going to be up to you guys. We put the poll live now. I'm going to transition us back into the leaderboard. Forgive me to just take a second to desperately increase the scroll speed of this camera. And then we will get underway with allocating some points.
Excellent.
Nice.
A lot of fun there.
Swapped over to the Total War camera. It's what I know and it's what I love. Okay. Time for me to find my other keyboard. Right, so what we just saw there was Andy's taking on Joe and managing to secure 3 whole points for his team. Joe gets 1, but it's up to you guys in the chat if Joe manages to get another. So the way our point scoring system works is you get 3 points for a win. There's 3 battles, so that's a total of 9 points you can get for winning. And then there is another 2 points on top if you are the winner of the best of 3. So if you won 2 of those or 3 of those, you get an additional 2 points on top. If you lose, you get 1 point because there was a battle there and we appreciate you fighting it. However, the chat are able to award a second point to the loser if they believe it was a valiant defeat. So it's up to you guys. If you think that was a defeat worthy of another point, we'll allocate that and then we will move on to the next game. I am just going to swap a couple of camera controls as well, Dav. Any other thoughts on the battle that we saw? What are you expecting to see next, perhaps from Joe?
Resleaf in the chat says, can it really be considered valiant when those poor peasants are left to die? I mean, I would call that a valiant sacrifice. You know, they did exactly what they were intended to, which is use their paces to catch lances or arrows.
I guess it depends on who you're asking, right? If you're asking the peasants versus if you're asking the knights. Okay, the poll is over, and I'm waiting on the confirmation, but it sounds like it was in fact a valiant defeat. No justice for the peasants sacrificed within that battle.
The valiant defeat is, in fact, in the peasants' honor. See, we're honoring their memory, right?
Exactly. It'd be dishonorable to them to say that what they didn't fight valiantly. What do you mean? Those pitchforks. Right. They've got blood on sacrifice. Them. Right, well then we'll be moving on into the second battle. So everyone's only allowed to use each faction once. And I assume that they've kind of maybe done a bit of research on which factions are best for each different era. Let's throw on over. And Andy's research has led him to pick France.
Ooh. That's heavy cavalry in a heavy cavalry game, so France tends to be a very strong pick.
Yeah, it's oh, I've got Q and E the wrong way around. That's gonna make me motion sick. So we've got more archers here. So again, archers in the front line, spearmen. I guess if you know that it's going to be a heavy cavalry game, you're going to want to bring copious amounts of spearmen, right?
Yeah, those armored sergeants are quite solid. And yeah, chivalric knights, excellent pick. Very, very, very strong. And we'll see. It's a pretty straightforward army, all things considered.
So we're moving here then into the high period, right? So it's early, high, late. So into the high period. Really where France is thriving historically as well. Okay, let's have a look and see what we're up against. It is a classic matchup. And immediately I know who I'm going to be rooting for in a France versus England battle. So we've got Joe here. A relatively similar setup, perhaps. We've got dismounted knights. We've got archers, although peasant archers. It wouldn't be Joe if he didn't bring a unit of peasants, I think is what we're starting to learn from this. But the longbowmen as well, which is a great unit for England, right?
Oh yeah, longbowmen are the best archers in the game. Even into the late game, they are still extremely good.
I mean, this is, I think, a heavier cavalry focus for Joe than we've got for Andy. Although Andy's all heavy, we've got some light cavalry here on Joe's side.
Yeah, so a little bit of a more mixed quality. The Hoblars being light cavalry, decent for pressuring, ranged units and so forth.
Yep.
But yeah, it should be very interesting. I mean, you can see this is the flag of Normandy, of course, but it's also the same.
Well, then this is a battle that we both have very vested interest in.
See how they can do. The thing you'll notice is the longbows are probably already shooting, maybe, or in a position to shoot, but their range is just incredible.
And we've got another relatively flat map here. We've been blessed with clearer weather, which is nice. I'm sure the archers will be happy about that.
Yeah, no gunpowder units, which can run afoul extra in weather. That'll be in the late period, but nice and dry today.
It'll be very unfortunate if... and look, I don't know what Monsters has done this time. I don't even know if he brought Guinea armies, right? But if someone was to bring all gunpowder and then it was to rain, I feel like that would be a tragic end to their 3 battles.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. So we've got Joe pushing forward. Oh, we have taken quite a few losses already. They're being shot down. These dismounted French archers.
Yeah, they might have a little bit of a high ground bonus right now.
Oh yeah. And they've got clear shots and clear weather. Oh, I think are they starting to pull back? Yeah, they're taking return fire now, and they don't like that. They liked it when they were the ones shooting, not when they were the ones getting shot. Oh, look at the formation here as well.
Oh yeah, the Shiltron, legendary.
Oh, to be the guy in the middle and die is a real upsetting situation, I imagine. You'd think that you're the most defended, but that one stray arrow.
Yeah, right. It's like if you're like maybe a couple ranks past the center where like your back is facing, but you're still kind of close.
Yeah.
You can't turn around.
It's you can see the arrow coming, but you've got nowhere to go.
Oh, let's see this cavalry engagement. Numbers versus quality. A little bit of a downhill charge as well.
Is there anyone else coming to reinforce? There is. We've got more chivalric knights coming.
Yeah, just switching all the cavalry over to the one side.
Yep. I wonder if Joe's responding in kind. Oh no, it looks like he's kept his cavalry over there. Oh. Gonna be on the wrong end of that lance.
Yeah, multiple models just go down immediately.
Yep. Those Hobolars may be caught as well by the end of that charge.
Yep, looks like some of the mailed knights are routing.
Yep. The General's Bodyguard even coming as well. Feels, I'd say, quite early to throw in the General's Bodyguard.
Yeah, against this quality, they're going to take very minimal damage.
Hey, it only takes one. There's only one man in there we care about. A pretty good trade here for Andy, I think. It definitely helped having that second wave of the cavalry coming in. But that has kind of left Joe up here with all of the cavalry. I think maybe if he was able to go around now and try and take out some of these archers, maybe that's what he's about to do. Just while these guys are stuck distracted down here.
Yeah, he does have a little bit of an opportunity. He also has to be careful, though, not to get his flank smashed.
They've gone into the armored sergeants. Doesn't help that they're in a circle. They will be charged from the front, and he has managed to make it back into the back lines.
Yep, that infantry engagement playing out as well. I'm not sure also with the longbows if he was able to soften them up. Might have been worth it for him to try and hang back and just...
It does look like they took quite a lot of losses. Oh, they're shooting over this. Are they shooting into the... Ah! Oh!
Oh!
Oh. Well, we know what they're shooting into. Zoom in on that mini-map just so we can see where they're coming again. Those knights, though, seem to do a pretty good job of holding them back.
Yeah, the armor helps a lot.
Getting some more shots in, and they're being chased down as well. I think we have the infantry engagement going on as well here. Yeah, and honestly, a great move from Joe to be able to take out all of these archers pretty quickly. They've done a lot of damage already, the archers.
Ended up sacrificing his right side cavalry, but yeah, they're able to come in, clean up those archers, and as long as he can keep his longbows safe, he should set himself in a pretty good position.
Yep.
Have to see.
We do have some flaming arrows coming as well. I guess going for the flanks here, you can see this unit maybe isn't going to be winning this engagement, so hoping that they can flank them and kill them there. Oh, these guys standing in their circle have done very well for themselves.
Oh yeah. It's effective, you know, that Shiltron. They'll definitely take losses still, but they survived it.
Joe kind of being surrounded on this side as well by these cavalry, but there's not that many of them left. Oh, another breakthrough into the archers. A couple of flaming horses going down.
The enemy is badly blotted.
Smell
They have lost
Remember-
half their men.
The flaming arrows, I think they have maybe a little bit more armor piercing damage. Or
Okay.
something. There's some benefit of them. And maybe a leader like a morale damage or something.
Yep. It does feel like this is a big cavalry engagement, really, isn't it? It's who's able to win that cavalry and then be able to come in and reinforce their troops from behind.
Yeah.
Not a surprise that the formation invented to counter being surrounded by cavalry successfully countered the cavalry surrounding.
Right.
Seigneur.
You know,
Only
medieval
half
two, historically
our
accurate in
force
every
remains.
way.
Oh yeah. Well, it reminds me also in Empire, which you guys are playing next, square formation, likewise very effective against cavalry, but you will get destroyed by cannons, which is historically accurate.
Although we'll be doing, I think I put it to a vote to the competitors. It'll either be Empire or Napoleon. And I say that because I know Empire's got more factions, right? But Napoleon has just slightly upgraded physics, I think, for cannons. So,
Yeah, and generally the rosters are a little bit more well constructed. They have more variety of stuff, but either game is great. Honestly.
yeah.
I
We'll see who's
really
shooting the
both.
guns in a couple of weeks.
The battle is
It'll
very
probably
much
be
in
the
our
British
favor.
either way,
If we
either
remain
whichever
true
game
and
takes them.
steadfast, victory will
Oh,
be
yeah,
ours.
right. It should be this is the same matchup actually.
Yeah.
I think
They're historical enemies for a reason, aren't they?
looks like England is doing fairly well.
Yeah.
French were able to stabilize their backline somewhat, though. Yeah, things are looking up for the infantry engagement, at least, looking up for England.
Andy, in the chat saying my French dismounted archers were actually called Scots Guard, and strange that they have a different name in the replay.
Interesting.
Clearly, in
Very
between, they've changed. The Scots Guard clearly did so well in this battle that in between the battle being played and this replay, they were promoted
Grâce à Dieu.
Oh.
to being
have
French.
slain the enemy general.
Oh,
Now
the
his
English
men will
general's
lose
just
heart.
gone
Nah, it's
down.
gonna be
That
rough.
could be a devastating blow.
Yeah, we've got running over here.
Yeah, a lot of the units are going to want to rout.
It looks like the longbowmen have been caught up as well by the general's bodyguard. The flaming arrows coming in like little stars, taking out the peasant archers. Bad day, honestly, every day, bad day to be a peasant.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like he was able to turn things around. I don't know. I thought England was going to be able to pull through that infantry engagement, but the archers is really showing their strength here.
I wonder if actually this, the cavalry charge into the spearmen here lost Joe one of those crucial units that he needed to be able to take out the French archers on the back.
Yeah, just kind of ran out of steam
Yeah.
in terms of trying to finish that off. I think you're definitely right. It's very, very good assessment. If he'd just been able to kind of path around
Yep.
and bypass those spears, would have been definitely to his benefit.
Yeah,
But the old reverse Agincourt, huh?
Yeah, you know, you hate to see it, but but you got to give the props to Andy for being able to pull it off. Alright, well, we'll throw out into the chat if you guys think this was another valiant defeat. What would you say about this one, Dow?
Ooh, English, kind of got pulled into a little bit of a rough situation, but hard for me to not call that a valiant defeat.
Yeah.
With the aggression with the cavalry and,
Yep.
and everything.
I think as well the another factor I'd give to Joe is he's always happy and enthusiastic to just charge in. You know,
Yes.
like he covers a lot of the distance in the battles that I've seen him play. Like he's always one of the ones who is right. I'm gonna go straight to them.
Yes,
And
no
I
fear.
I always appreciate that. Otherwise, I fear that we may have 10, 15 minutes of the back and forth posturing of trying to snipe at each other. But Joe, I think, is very much like I'm gonna go get stuck in.
Yeah, definitely appreciate that always.
As they're mopping them up here, the poll has gone live. As we get to see the peasants to the last, drawing their daggers, ready to take out knights. Do you think they'll get any of them?
Oh, maybe. That guy that's surrounded. No,
Yeah,
no,
I
they're
don't think they
routed.
have, no. If they'd gotten one, then that would have been their own victory. And that is
Doesn't happen.
2 for Andy. So that's him taking the best of 3. So the last of this will be if Joe is able to pull back a victory from it. As we're going to go into the late period, still firing as well. They've got a lot of arrows in their spears.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, fantastic.
Incredible range as well, honestly. Like, to hit even the longbowman from there.
I'm curious to see if any of these players are going to use the forbidden tactic of flanking your opponent with peasants and then using the peasants to actually charge your opponent's ranged units, because it's okay. Yeah. It actually works okay, I mean, as long as you're
tying them up. That's the important thing, right?
Right, and I mean most ranged units, especially like peasant archers and stuff, have low enough stats that the peasants can actually kill some of them.
Well, we'll transition over to the leaderboard then. I can't see that last unit of peasant archers making a final stand to turn it around, unfortunately. Right, I am just going to prep up the next replay while everyone in chat votes, but it is entirely up to you. You know, Dav can have his own opinions, I could have mine, but it's up to you guys whether there is a second point there or not. Right, let me swap Q and E, because I was panning all the wrong directions.
It's very disorienting.
I tell you what, though, I love that Med2 lets me rebind keys. Like a lot of the older games I go back to play. So before the remaster came out, I was playing a lot of the Dawn of War 1 and 2. And one in particular just let me wanting to rebind those keys so badly. I really appreciate that from Medieval. Okay, that is another valiant defeat for Joe, which is, I think, super well deserved. I think that's the right way that vote goes. And that is another 5 points, right? That's my maths. So 8. 3 and then 2 for the yeah, you know what I'm saying. You can do the maths better than I can.
Yeah, it should be 8 points, and we'll see how the final game goes. But I'm genuinely curious to see. Yeah, French. A couple people saying in chat, French are just maybe the strongest faction overall in the game. Yeah. Just excellent units at every role. Yeah, really, really fantastic. And the maps too. You know, I looked through a bunch of different maps. Medieval 2, most of the maps are not 100% balanced. So it was tricky to find like that map, you know, like ultimately the courage to just charge up the hill is one thing, but
I think on top of that, someone pointing out in the chat, you know, Joe fighting uphill for a lot of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and had he sort of taken the time, he could have maybe pulled Andy off of the hill there, but you know, that requires a certain type of player and probably a certain type of army, and just felt he needed to get in there, get stuck in, which I certainly respect.
And we'll see, we've got a very colourful army here from Andy's take. We've got the Aztecs.
Oh yeah, should be a great time.
Is this a good late game army, do you think?
You know, I'm not super familiar with the balance, but I would say they're very strong in melee, they're fast.
Yep.
So I think some of their units can hide, like in different types of terrain. Yeah. So it should be very interesting to see. The lack of cavalry is definitely something to consider, but yeah, we'll see how they can do here.
Yeah, I'm not. Is there? You're saying lack of cavalry? Is there any? No.
No, the Aztecs don't get access to any cavalry units, so it'll be an all infantry-based army, which is certainly you know, certainly a choice in this game.
Oh, we spoke about historical matchups. Joe here with Spain.
Yeah,
Spain and the Aztecs.
Very, very much historical.
Yeah.
And yeah, the general's bodyguard out there. The rest of the units looks like we're hidden in the woods.
Yep.
But now
a lot of heavy cavalry.
Conquistadors, heavy cavalry. Yeah, we'll see. This is the lore friendly or historically accurate.
Well, we'll see how the end of it goes. This is Joe has taken an incredible amount of cavalry here. Oh, they're all appearing now. Yep. Mounted crossbowmen as well. I mean, are they even gonna have a way to chase them down?
Might just have to countershoot them.
Yeah. Thankfully Joe has stayed on brand. We do. I was worried for a second that I hadn't seen any peasants.
Excellent. I think the Aztec skirmishers probably just beat the peasants in melee, but
do you know what? I do wonder if Joe and Andy did talk about doing historical matchups, because this surely can't be a coincidence.
I respect it. Definitely respect it. We'll see. It looks like Spain maybe even outnumbers the Aztecs here, which is quite interesting.
I mean, if you
but-
include the horse and the person on the horse as
Right.
two separate entities, I think they definitely would. So we've got moving through the woods here. I wonder. I'm really curious as to how much of this Joe can even see.
And he says they did decide to do historical matchups.
Oh,
so
that's
I appreciate
fantastic!
it. I really appreciate it.
And Joe, honestly,
Yeah.
that is such the spirit of the tournament of doing that kind of stuff.
And that's right. Matthias as well in chat is saying that the Aztecs have a lot of ways to inflict morale debuffs. I think.
Okay.
Is it like the Jaguar warriors and maybe some other units that they scare enemies nearby? So we could see some like shock infantry tactics trying to run in there.
Yep. Oh, in Medieval 2, units become visible once moving, even walking through the forest. Thank you very much, True. Okay, so we've got Spain closing in here. Again, Joe, always happy to run and charge in, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, here we
Yeah,
go.
both players kind of picking and choosing where they want to engage. But
Yep.
this map is kind of a big valley, so I don't know that one side is necessarily going to have too much of an advantage.
Yep. As well, someone in chat pointing out there's a lot of trees here. So although Joe has that heavy cavalry build, he's going to have the mobility. The trees are going to do a lot of work for the Aztecs, I think, in helping to secure them from that.
Yeah, if possible, Spain would definitely want to try and pull them, using
Yep.
like mounted crossbows or the range units, try and pull them out of the woods.
Those are very big arrows. I don't know if that fits the legal definition of an arrow. At what point has it become a spear or a javelin?
Right? Ooh.
Everyone's
yeah,
crouched
sweet.
down now. We still have some movement, so Joe looks like he's closing in the net. Everyone kind of moving forward, getting ready to pounce. Oh, a lot of heavy cavalry over there as well. If you were Joe, what would you be doing in this situation if you're Joe then? You know the Aztecs are hidden in the woods.
Definitely scout forward with the mounted crossbows. Try and take some shots here. Maybe position your army. Yeah, he's doing a good job kind of positioning in that clearing relatively close. But yeah, just to try and kind of posture a little bit. Yeah,
Yep.
maybe use the knights to kind of attack the flanks a little bit here. But I'm not sure. Ooh, he did get a charge order.
He did. We're going to see the Eagle Warriors as well. He's engaged there. I imagine if you're Joe, you probably want to be trying to close that net pretty quickly now. I mean, from Andy's perspective, a lot of Joe has just disappeared.
Right.
You know, where are they going to go from?
Yeah, it should be should be quite interesting. Both armies kind of getting close to each other and then hiding. But yeah, it looks like they took quite a bit of damage on the
Yeah,
charge
they
there.
did.
He didn't have an ability to follow up very well. So yeah, I don't know if that engagement was worth it.
Well, I think a fair few straight into a tree there. A fair few of the Eagle Warriors managed to fall. It's hard to tell. The horses have overlapped the bodies of those who've fallen. And then we've got the ones crouching there, hiding between the corpses as well as the trees by the looks of it. Here we go. Joe's pushing up.
Yeah, a lot of
He's
this
gonna be all the
army.
way around.
We'll see with the conquistadors, definitely very solid. They are lower model count, but
So this is kind of, I guess, the double-edged sword of taking up a defensive position, right? Is you've got the defensive position, you have the ability to force the opponent to come to you, but hopefully Joe has kind of now got the time to encircle wherever he. Oh, Andy in the chat saying it was really scary to see the army encircle me. Yeah, I mean that's seems to be the advantage he's taking here of just walking everyone in, not rushing, taking his time to build up. Maybe a semicircle, maybe a full envelopment of these units.
yep.
I mean, look, that's quite the stare off, isn't it? After you've just killed half of each other's units, and then they're gone. So he doesn't even know anymore. He's gonna have to try and remember where they were.
I didn't know we were playing a horror game today.
Oh no, the Spanish hidden in the trees. It looks like they're starting to come in as well. Hitting the arrow warriors, which is fantastic to see. The rest of those heavy cavalry are going to start coming in. Oh, what an incredible envelopment as well, all the way over there.
Yeah. Yeah, the infantry will take some time to engage, but he's also, by enveloping in such a way, he's going to be getting little bits of, downhill bonuses in different areas.
I guess the disadvantage is that if when Andy has the main part of his engagement, right, when he's fully committed to it, there's just going to be less of Spain there to be able to be bodies to fight that battle. They're going to be all spread thin.
Yeah, the trick is if he can get some of these units on the flanks, like now he's getting some units to kind of chase away from the formation, which is exactly what he wants. He wants to get them out into open space, get them surrounded by cavalry, charge from multiple directions if possible.
Yeah, this does seem like a really nice position for the Aztecs to be in. It's whether Joe's cavalry is going to be able to kind of break through the gaps here. I think taking out those arrow warriors would be nice. It's just, I guess, every time I see a ranged unit, I want my cavalry to hit them, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
But a lot of skirmishes going on with... this must be relatively micro-intense for both sides, trying to work out who's meant to be going into who in these woods. The trees blocking that line of sight as well.
Yeah, and it's not like in later games where you can set the, foliage disappears when the camera's close.
So really, Andy committing his units one at a time, like deciding who wants to be fighting on which side and pulling them out. You're right here as well, the mounted crossbowmen drawing these warriors out of the trees.
Yeah, the key is soften them up, get them kind of strung out and isolated, and then try and capitalize from there. But the good thing, Andy is not sending. He's sending like little groups together, right? So it's not necessarily like a solo unit. They can kind of support each other to a degree. But with mounted crossbows, like they're putting in some work right now. Yep,
no guns as well for this period, which is the only one that they could have been taking in, right?
Yeah.
Not much missile armor here either.
Yeah, the crossbows have good armor piercings. They'll be able to punch through whatever armor is there.
I wouldn't want to have my back running to this right now. That is painful.
Yes.
Oh, and the Spanish have emerged. They've especially the peasants have hit. The cavalry coming in to support from behind. These engagements over here, looks like, I think those are probably going to go to Andy, so important, I guess, for Joe to last as long as possible there while he breaks through this circular blob.
Yeah, let's see what he can do in the front line. I mean, a lot of it is peasants. There's, the conquistadors as well, but, imagine being a Spanish peasant, carted all the way over to the New World, and you gotta fight some dude in a jaguar skin.
Yeah. Yeah. The Spanish starting to rout. I saw a question in chat as well of who chooses the maps. The map choice it's all kind of pre-decided by, I pick a few, I chat with the hosts of it, and I get thoughts with them. I get them to send me some maps that I have a look for as well. We put all of those out to the competitors. We ask if they have any thoughts on them, and then a week later, we do that with all the rules. So we put the rules out for a week, we let them sit. If anyone has any suggestions, we make changes, and then they are locked in.
Looks like that engagement went pretty bad for Spain.
Only half of our
Yeah,
force
I think
remains.
the routing came much sooner than I thought it would, but I guess it's there's a lot of peasant bodies here, right? There wasn't much that, and I think you're absolutely bang on. The Aztecs doing a lot of morale damage, and just as we say, doing a lot of morale damage. A little bit more's been done. Do you think that's the end of it for Spain?
I think probably. I think that's the dagger.
I mean, they've still got all the mounted crossbowmen, but there's only so many crossbow bolts in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and without some kind of melee punch left to try and finish things off, we'll see. There's still a lot of
Hey, what are you talking about? He's got a melee punch. I see him.
Yeah, there we go. Shock peasants.
I mean, yeah, Andy using the woods absolutely to his advantage there. I think I'll say though, like, respect to Joe for going in and taking that engagement, even in a place where he's got the lower hand. He's on the back foot, but still trying to encircle and make the best of that.
Yeah, definitely. He's working with the tools that he's got, and sort of able to win some engagements locally. But yeah, that frontline engagement is just brutal.
Yeah, you don't want to fight the Aztecs in the woods. I think that's what we've just learned.
Yes.
Well, we've got all of these crossbowmen. I am going to stick us just on double speed because they are walking, and I think they're pretty much going to be the main force of this left. I can see a chance of Joe being able to pepper these out and break them down from afar, but I think the loss of the general as well, a lot of units running off the field at the moment, I think is going to be, even more of an uphill battle.
Definitely. And, I mean, the one benefit is they are kind of chasing out into the open space a little bit. But, let's see. crossbows.
Yep,
Fate
I
has
mentioned
smiled
they're
on
on skirmish,
skirmish,
right?
snatched us a
They're all
victory.
starting to
Yeah.
waver,
No matter
and they're
how
broken.
Yeah,
small.
army losses.
There we go. Well, we will be asking you guys then. That is the last of the first batch of battles that we have. It is up to all of you if you think that that was a valiant defeat. What would you give that one, Dav?
I mean, hard to not give it another valiant defeat there. I mean, the encirclement, patience to try and do the right thing, to
Yeah.
kind of pick away at the flanks a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
when you're
ultimately,
starting at a
just-
point of disadvantage, right? I feel like Joe put in the best performance he could have there.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
he didn't have the map on his side. He didn't, by the looks of it, the compositions as well would be difficult for him to make a comeback. But I think Andy really understanding how to use that Aztec roster, how to use the map, really in his advantage there.
Yes, and yeah, I mean, just I don't know if they maybe had a gentleman's agreement not to bring any artillery, but we didn't see like a cannon there.
Yep.
That would have been maybe a way to try and to pull the Aztecs out of the woods, but ultimately, yeah, ends up being a sweep by Andy.
I'm hoping as well. So we ask at the end of the stream what people think the most entertaining matchup is. I loved seeing the historical engagements.
Yes.
I think that's such a fantastic way to do ERAS Clash. So hopefully more people start picking that up. But that's
I'm expecting
That's
Mongolians versus Aztecs.
we can hope. So we're gonna be. I mean, you said that, and we've said, oh, let's hope we see some historical engagements. We've got Monsters Abound up next. The first replay I've got here is called Monsters Abound and Cleo brackets furries. The second being explosions. The second being freedom, and the third being explosions. So we'll see exactly what Monsters got for us here. We are going to be seeing it, I think, from Monsters' perspective. So at least we're not going to be suddenly shocked at whatever emerges from the trees as Cleo. But it'll be that same three maps, the same of early, high, late, where they're able to walk through them. So I'm just going to get that first replay loading up while you guys decide on if that was a valiant defeat.
I mean, surely it must be, right?
You'd think so. I mean, it's a strong set of matches for Fishy Takes as well. It's put him in a pretty good position.
Definitely, and curious to see what we've got. But yeah, people in chat extolling the virtues of Med 2. It's absolutely just I would recommend it to anyone at this point in time. It still holds up incredibly well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And has a great mod scene as well. Stainless Steel's one that, like, if you really enjoy the Kingdoms expansions, Stainless Steel adds all those factions and a lot of units into the main campaign and adds tons of new regions and settlements. So definitely one I can recommend.
Well, we have got confirmation. It was a valiant defeat, which is fantastic to see. I think absolutely deserved for Joe. Really putting his all into the engagements. And just as we ended with the Aztecs, I'm betting you can see where this transition is going to go, Dav. We are starting off with Monsters Abound using the Aztecs.
Wow, and the forbidden early period Aztecs.
I was going to say it's. I mean, I don't think they have a hell of a lot available to them at this point. Against it's Spain.
Against Spain.
Is this Monsters? Can you confirm this is everything's working accurately here? Because this team, surely not. I mean, what are the chances of what are the chances of Aztecs versus Spain twice? We had the latest version of it, and now we've got the earliest.
Yeah, it should be interesting. With a very open map this time,
Yeah.
and I see Jeanettes, which are javelin cavalry,
Yeah.
really excellent javelin cavalry. So I'm guessing this one will probably play out quite differently. But we'll
Yeah,
have to
a lot
see.
less trees to hide in as well this time. So
Yeah.
Cleo in the chat as well. So nice to see you, Cleo. Monsters has said he only selected units that were wearing animal onesies, and I imagine that being the gimmick for this army for him. We'll see how that works. Maybe those are the units that are the most blessed. This is someone's saying this is a cursed alternate timeline. Well, we'll get out of the way here. Any thoughts on the army compositions that we're faced with at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just genuinely curious to see how this goes. Jeanettes are probably one of my favorite units in the game, but I mean, coyotes, jaguars, eagles, should be very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a pretty robust set of units for Spain here. You know, the heavy cav as well. And Monster's just really charging up ahead. I mean, maybe hoping to catch Cleo between formations at this point?
Definitely kind of catch him on the back foot.
Yep.
But
yeah, Cleo also did have Australian ping for this battle, but thankfully no D6 like last time. Just, I think, a little while for them to get the order all the way from Australia to Spain.
Yeah, well, and especially trying to double click to get your units to run, I'm sure it's extra painful.
They've got the Jaguars charging in, though.
Happy Javelin Day, Javelins flying on both sides.
Yep.
Jaguar Warriors flying in. Cavalry gonna smash around on the flanks, it looks like.
Yeah, oh, that is a lot of cav to be able to sweep around with, isn't it?
Ooh, going for a massive hammer and anvil, it looks like.
Yeah.
Question is, I mean, they are dismounted knights, so they should be able to hold. But
It looks like it's maybe even working on this side. If this is, don't see any cav involved, but we have got our first running Aztecs. This kind of, would you give this? Would you give this to the feudal knights if it's up against lighter infantry here?
It's hard to say. I don't remember if the Aztecs have like good AP on their weapons. That's a big determining factor here. But the Eagle Warriors, they have the two-handed weapons, which you might think are better, but Med 2 has a quirk where two-handed units have a much slower swing speed, and they can kind of get staggered locked and lose engagements sometimes.
Monsters were giving us a little insight into his tactics there of, I decided my lads wanted to snuggle ASAP. You know, I think if I was ever, like, you know, joining the military and I saw Monsters about as the general in charge of my unit, I think that's one of the few times I would just desert immediately. You know, when he tells me to put on the onesie and get ready for war, that's when you run.
Oh,
we
looks like
they have one on this side by the looks of it. The Aztecs have broken through there, and then they're going to start sweeping behind, right? But then you've got all of this cav, missile cav, so I guess peppering into the backs of these guys.
Yeah, those javelins are going to be doing some pretty good damage.
Yep.
And
as Monsters spotted the general's bodyguard.
It's like they're going to be able to get away here. Maybe.
Oh my gosh! This is a apocalyptic amount of cavalry on the sides here.
Yeah, I guess screw that unit in particular.
Yeah. I mean, I think Monsters has won the kind of infantry engagement, right? But
yeah,
there's so much cavalry left.
Yeah, it's a lot of cavalry, a lot to manage, but if they can get good charges, they can definitely do some good work here.
I think Cleo may be the first competitors to hit the cap of like how much heavy cav was allowed, and then just kept adding other types of cav, you know, which honestly an absolute respectable choice.
Oh yeah, gotta respect it.
So I think they're probably setting up here for charges, right?
Yeah, trying to pull back, trying to get, you know, because you'll know the charge bonus is active when the knights actually pull out lances, right? And they lower their lances, and it's a very clear indication they're getting their charge bonus. Otherwise, they don't necessarily get the greatest charges. It's okay if they're charging with their swords out.
It's actually, this was a really good catch from Cleo here of these units on the side.
Yes.
As they were kind of moving between targets, and has got them on 3 different flanks here.
Yeah, that hitting from multiple directions, especially in this game where leadership can be very brittle. You can get units to break pretty easily if you attack them from especially like 3 or more directions.
Yeah. I think. Oh my gosh, there's so many horses left. Oh, I think this has got to be Cleo's at this point, right? Once these Aztecs start to break down, there's just so much charging left to do. How are they doing? They're only warmed up as well, so not even winded at this point.
Plenty of vigor, plenty of stamina left.
Monsters in the chat. I don't know if I think Monsters is a dangerous man to hear insights from. You know, like there's only so much you can peer into that void before it starts to look back at you. And in this situation, we are hearing that when he saw the limit on Cav, communed with a personal Josh shrine, which is a cutout of Josh's face on a body pillow, and said, "Don't use cavalry at all." Is that going to be what you've done for the entirety of the 3 battles?
Oh man, Ooh, that'll be interesting.
And also, yeah, Cleo in the chat with the double clicking and latency being a pain. I mean, fantastic job microing this much cavalry. You know, to be in a situation where you know you've got bad ping and go, no, I know what I want, and it is every horse that this kingdom has. Really got to respect it.
Oh yeah, yeah. You gotta respect the commitment, and ultimately proves very effective here on this more open map.
Yeah, they're kind of breaking them down one by one with these huge blobs of cavalry, and then moving into the next by the looks of it. Where do those cabbages go? There they are. I assume they'll be coming back to charge in again. But yeah, looking like this is maybe not the win for Monsters. But again, you know, was this a coincidence or was it another historical matchup?
Just as planned.
Yeah. You can see as well, it's always enjoyable to go back and, like, you can sweep down the line and see the story of who won that first battle, you know? Or at least that first engagement.
Oh yeah, it just adds so much to the cinematic.
And then the trickle back.
War. Yep, you can see the different phases of where the different engagements played out. It's really awesome.
Tapestry by the end. And I think that's the end of it for Monsters. We'll put it into the chat then if you guys think this was a... I mean, it is still going. It's still looking pretty valiant. But if you think that was a valiant defeat, I think last time we also saw chat awarding Monsters for the ingenuity of his the rosters that he decided to bring. Again, only so much I'd want to peer into the darkness of those thoughts and those tactics. But if you want to reward that, then it is absolutely up to you guys.
I have fought Monsters Bound in Warhammer 3, and I can say he lives up to his name. It was a bountiful amount of monsters.
Well, the game telling us that was a crushing defeat, but I feel like it was crushing in the different sense. In that, you know, Monsters told these warriors, you know, you've got your onesies, you want snuggles, only to find that they are being charged at by the heaviest of cavalry in Europe, and they were crushed to see what happened.
Mm.
Right, let's see then. So we had Spears Before Beers and Fishy Takes are done. We are now on Assembled Creatively and Holoskigs. So that's straight up going to be 3 points for Holoskigs and 1 point for Assembled Creatively. And we are going to see what happens next with Monsters. While that's happening, I'm going to load up the second replay. Dav, what would you give that a valiant defeat?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm probably going to give all of these a valiant defeat today, but that was extra valiant. You know, I respect the commitment to the bit.
Yep.
I respect a good themed army. So it's especially when you take a themed army, knowing that you're most likely just going to get crushed.
Yeah.
You know, respect it even more.
Well, I can Battle 2, titled Freedom. I can immediately see why it is entitled Freedom. We'll be able to load that up just once the poll finishes. But as a okay, we'll see where this goes, Monsters. A valiant snuggle and a heroic cuddle, we're hearing. Is it just 1v1s or 2v2s and 3v3s? So it's 1v1s, but we put them in duos just to make sure everyone had their availability for it. This is running for, so we're on round 3 of 8. So it's a long tournament that we're running here, and we just wanted to make sure people weren't putting off holidays, worried about, you know, landing on either the training week or the playing week. So we let people alternate just to make that easy for them. I would really love to do a 9th. So after the 8 are done, a 9th where it's everyone fighting in their duos. I'd love to see that. But like, I don't know. I can see Colonel Damners on a call with Monsters Abound, and Monsters going, you know, what if we just brought all head hurlers? And Colonel going, what are you talking about? Is this why you've lost all of the battles in Rome Remastered?
It's just
the other thing that the chat will be voting on. I don't know how we'll do it. Maybe on social media, or maybe I'll throw it to King Gobbo to work out. We're obviously going through all the different historical eras, right? So on Med 2 at the moment, the last battle is undecided. So what I was going to do is throw it out to the audience, the Total War player base, and say, which battle would you either like to see repeated, or which historical Total War game didn't we play that you want to see us play? And then the competitors have effectively a week to learn or relearn that game and then play the battles. So they will have very little advance warning on what that game's going to be. So it could be the The great balancer between all of them of no real time there. So we'll see what that last one's going to be, but that will be right towards the end of the tournament.
I'm going to put in my vote. I don't even know if it's possible to play, the Stone Age of Total War, and by that I mean like Shogun 1 or Medieval 1. I don't even know if it's possible to play those games online.
Yeah, I mean Medieval 1, the camera, left click to click a unit and left click to order them was very painful when I was playing that on stream last week. We have been given a bonus point though. So as we go back into the game and we get to see what these two competitors have cooked up next, Monsters has been given his valiant defeat. So we do finally have some artillery.
This is the Braveheart battle.
It is, I believe, the Braveheart battle. I'm gonna take a wild guess. Monsters, did you pick, apart from the trebuchets, every unit with the word Highland in their name? Is that what you've gone for here? I'm trying to see if I can work out the gimmick before he tells us. But that is my suspicion, is this is all possible Highland units and then trebuchets.
Oh, beautiful.
It feels like even if Monsters loses, the chat are going to push for a valiant defeat on that.
Oh yeah.
And here we've got France. So a real heavy infantry start here. Have we got those? Yeah, there we go. We've got crossbowmen, sergeant spearmen. Is this looking like, would you say, a relatively typical French formation here?
A little bit light in heavy cavalry, but yeah, very, solid infantry composition. Pikemen's not super common to see in Medieval 2, as opposed to like Rome. But yeah, it's a nice mixed infantry formation.
Yeah, and surprisingly, not a huge amount of ranged here, which would probably be nice. Cleo saying, I assumed he thought I would go for a cavalry fight, so tried to fake it out by using exclusively melee. See, I think the problem here, Cleo, is a trap that every competitor could fall into, and Cody very nearly did, of you just can't outthink him. Because it's like he's spinning a wheel of ideas, and whatever it lands on is going to be what he uses, and you can't predict where that wheel's going to land. I did see Monster said he nearly only took a single unit of Highland nobles. I believe in the Rome Remastered games, there was a game where he took like 3 units, and Cody was like, there's something hidden somewhere. There's got to be other units. There weren't. So maybe people will become immune to that. Yeah, I was gonna say. Let's hope we don't see them hit their own people.
Yeah, all you need is one, though, to land right on the enemy's general. Just one-shot him.
Can you clarify who's using each faction? So we've got Cleo here. Thankfully in Med 2, it gives you in brackets after the faction name. A couple of fried people there. So we've got Cleo with France, and we've got Monsters Abound up here with Scotland.
Ooh, this has me excited for the next replay, too. It's the name of that one. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
But... Ooh, trebuchet. Oh, he's going for the general snipe.
He is. You've got to imagine that, Cleo seeing the Highlander army, wondering what really the play is against these guys.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. Although I noticed that Cleo's kind of, pushing up the hill to the side a little bit, so they can get a more, clean engagement, not be fighting uphill quite so much. That is going to give more time for the artillery to fire, but so far hasn't been too devastating.
Yep, and yeah, I think a really smart move. I mean, even if they're coming up from this side, right, they may even get a little bit of a hill bonus themselves.
Yeah, you could negate it or gain it even. But yeah, the crossbows also, they're able to move up and kind of soften up those pikemen a little bit.
Yep.
Should be very effective.
Is it Mind Games or Ping? That is a fantastic game to play.
Yeah. We're
No,
going for the loose formation.
Another meteor. Oh!
Right into those armored sergeants.
It is fascinating watching them and seeing if the dice roll is going to be a nasty, 1 or just something over on the other side of the planet.
Right. The accuracy, playing recently some Warhammer, just artillery.
Oh yeah.
This is such a dice roll. It's
It is.
such huge damage, but the accuracy is hilarious.
I think we saw it in Rome where they hit their own troops maybe a third of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, that could. Oh,
Ooh.
oh. It really feels like with the trebuchets, it's a matter of time, right? Is that eventually they will start hitting.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cleo trying to psych out without taking cav, with their monsters having the most immobile unit who couldn't have escaped from them. It's, the mind games from Monsters Abound once again coming in strong.
Really, really good. Oh, and does Monsters have any other ranged units?
Oh yeah, I can see a bunch of things. There we go. The
Oh yeah, the Highland Archers. Yeah. And if you didn't have those archers, the crossbows might be able to move up and just shoot the artillery crew, but as it is, they're getting peppered in return.
It feels like as well with those trebuchets, monsters kind of are able to say, well, you know, you come to me.
Yeah.
I can sit here and fire my trebuchet all day. Sometimes they'll even hit, but not that day.
Like 1 in 10 shots.
Oh, but that's all that's needed.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, that kind of this spot really seems to be the part of the map that trebuchet wants to hit. I guess in this situation, if you're Cleo, it's do you wait for them to run out of ammo?
Yeah, I mean, it's a risk, but
Yeah.
I'd probably just charge it.
I think as well. So we saw it. We said to the competitors as well. Like if you want to organize games where it's attacker defender or historical battles or hill defense, all those kinds of things, it's completely up to you. You've got to wonder what the pre-chat discussion was here. That could have been dangerous.
Ooh.
Where is the general?
Usually he's on the back left or back right. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Oh, there is.
Oh
that?
yeah, there it is. Front left.
Ah, yeah, there they are. Oh, wait, was that not? Oh, pretty close to the meteor as well. Oh, Cleo has absolutely changed tack here.
Yeah, decided it's not worth not worth the range trade, so getting in close, and we'll see. Yeah, those Galloglatch, those two-handed swordsmen out on the flank, looking like they're ready to charge down.
It's quite a long formation then going in. How are the kind of Highland pikemen in battle?
They're pretty decent. I mean, the pikemen are not as effective in this game, like I said, as they are in Rome. But yeah, they can definitely be effective, especially when fighting from the front. So I'm curious to see with both players having brought pikemen here, kind of how these engagements are going to play out.
I see King Gobbo saying, "Did Josh call it a meteor? Just playing too much Warhammer." Tell me that doesn't look like a meteor being hurled through the sky. The deadliness of a meteor as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, we've got the charging from the Highland Nobles versus the dismounted knights.
Ooh. Let's see how that goes. The two-handed swords, attack animation speed.
And then we've got the axes coming in as well.
Yeah, these guys should do plenty of damage. But it now looks like they're having a fine time attacking.
The pikemen coming in, charging into the bikes. Oh, they've got them down.
Oh, there we go.
Very good timing for the bikes to drop.
Yeah.
They're jabbing him over here as well. So we've got the engagement going on that side. Oh, whoa! They've been pulled all the way over here.
Oh yeah, those swordsmen charging into the Flemish pikes.
A lot of blue going as well, don't you think?
Yeah, blue on blue.
Yeah. Is that what the battle is for, do you think? Who gets to be the blue faction by the end?
Yes, definitely. It's the old alliance in tatters.
The Highland Nobles fighting to the last here.
Shall hold.
Oh, we've got a bit of a shuffle going on for France. Are they going?
Get up and around.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. Without cavalry, you're kind of relying on your armored sergeants. I guess the question is, you've managed to catch these pikemen, right? Do you throw these sergeants into the archers, or do you go for those trebuchets?
Ooh, I think you gotta go for the trebuchets.
Oh. I got the camera shake there.
Yeah, but the nice thing too is engage those pikes the way that that one at least got turned around. The other one in the front line seems to have won pretty decisively.
We have the General's bodyguard coming round.
Oh, nice downhill position.
Yeah, I think surely that's going for the trebuchet. Although I can see an argument for going into the back of these nobles.
Those nobles look so squishy right now.
Yeah.
If it were me, I would want to just win that melee engagement so I can roll up.
I feel like the moral victory. Oh, that must be the Scottish general then. Oh, that could be a decisive moment. Oh yeah, I think this is revenge more than anything else at this moment.
Yes.
The monsters still firing the trebuchets in such close range. Feels like a little recipe for disaster. Cleo may have just been able to let them take their own men out at that point.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Alright, so we've got a lot of different... We've got France still over here. I think this looking like it's probably going to fall down to France on this side. Yeah, here we go. These guys starting to mop on in. If they can hit these archers, I feel like Cleo's in a really good position.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think would be the case. Like I really thought monsters, the ranged fire. Oh, even here, shooting into the general and into their own trebuchets. So no respect really for the work that they've done. But like that ranged fire was a really nice line of him being able to take out those crossbowmen at first.
Lord have mercy.
Monster says
We
the
have lost
important
half
thing
our
is
men.
that people burn. If it's the enemy, it's a bonus.
And that's the freedom that they're seeking.
Oh yeah, freedom to trebuchet.
It's honestly, I still feel like it's looking really evenly matched. This is probably the most solid, like, joke, but also somehow not a joke army that Nonsense has brought so far.
Yeah, most sensible.
Yeah.
By many metrics, but yeah, it's having some major morale problems right now.
Yeah,
A lot of
it is.
units are just wanting to rout as soon as they come into contact.
Yeah, and I think it may be the most serious army he's brought, right? But that's like saying it's the shallowest, the deepest puddle that's been made. But you know, you respect the fight for freedom.
Oh yeah, you gotta respect it. It's like being the best snowboarder in the desert.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you can down the dunes and just got to stick.
Yeah.
As someone who's never snowboarded, you know, I'm sure I know how that would work. I know the physics of it.
But defeat
Yeah,
seems almost certain.
Slide down. If anything gets in your way, turn.
So we're thinking I think that's probably gone to Cleo then, right? That's looking like
Yeah,
a
I think
I'm
so.
seeing a lot of French people left, and honestly, the Highlanders running. It's not what you want to see from them, really. You know, they should have been fighting to the last.
And not very lore friendly, huh?
No, they didn't have a Braveheart leading them this time.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be the second victory for Cleo, right? Which will give her the best of 3 overall.
Yes.
Cleo saying, I assumed he was
Overall,
going for the pincer, so the plan was to bait. That's the problem, isn't it? Assuming what monsters can do. I mean, again, like an excellent way to assess the situation and make the best of it. And I think ultimately come out with a victory.
Yeah. You see those scary, two-hand infantry out on each flank, and rather than attack in the center and let yourself get folded up,
We have nothing to be
attack
ashamed
flanks, and
of.
makes
It
a lot
was
of
but a
sense.
cruel twist.
I will say, even though against a very Highland-focused army, I think it's fair to say, I would say like Cleo and Sotek so far for me have really been the dark horse of the tournament.
Yeah, they're performing quite well, I
Yeah.
must say.
I mean, when we put them in, there was a bit of assurance of it's not going to be super serious. They're all very. You are the least historically armed people in this tournament, but I'm sure it'll be okay. But they are about to surge into the lead.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see this final game. See if
Yeah.
Monsters is able to get some points on the board here, or maybe just Valiant points only.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's another 5 points for Holoskigs, because that's the best of 3 and the victory. It is another point at base for Assembled Creatively. And then we will see if you guys grant Monsters a Valiant defeat for that. Someone asking if Cleo's only on Twitch. Cleo definitely has a YouTube as well.
What a game! They're promising the next game is going to be a extra wild one, insane.
We
in
should have
Cleo's
saved it to
words,
very
so-
last. Oh my! Well, it's called explosions. So I mean, that's the place to set your expectations, right?
Absolutely. I'm expecting all artillery, all cannons.
Monster saying this isn't going to require therapy. We'll be the judges of that. Right, I'll play it through just until they've deployed, and then I'll pause and we can run through the rosters and the thinking behind those rosters. Again, this is the very tree map, right? So a lot of cover in this one when they get there. It looks like as well the weather has not cursed us with rain again.
Oh, good. Well, there's one advantage to potential gunpowder units, although the trees are going to be tough to work with. What's better than cannons? Coming from an Empire player, not a lot, but.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see if you can deduce what you think may be happening in this. So, before we throw it up, because we haven't yet seen the Valiant defeat. So, Cleo is playing Venice. So we're in the late period here, right?
Okay.
It's a very sensible choice for the late period. And Monsters Abound is playing the Timurids.
Ah. Is it all grenade units?
Well, let me say, the two words on my screen right now are elephant artillery. So we're going to see just how that goes. That was a Valiant defeat, so we are going to go over to the game.
Yes.
I feel like this is one of the few where Monsters tactics don't really need to be unearthed. There's cannons on elephants and and rocket launchers in a lot of places as well. This is going to be where we start to test the PC out.
Okay, he does have some grenade units. Okay.
I mean, that's all of it? This is the army. It's rocket launchers, it's elephant artillery, and it's grenades.
The cannon elephants. I've forgotten those units were in this game. That is absolutely beautiful.
Oh boy. Monsters calling it trauma in an army. I mean, I would. Again, it's the morale damage. Seeing what you're up against. Cleo saying my screen would not stop violently shaking. A legitimate tactic, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely.
Cleo's side, we do have guns to match. So we've got musketeers. A very good choice, and really I would say the first proper gunpowder we've seen from the period. But elephant artillery is perfectly valid. Back here as well, we've got mounted crossbowmen. Obviously, units are a lot more expensive in this period as well, so it is these kind of smaller scale skirmishes, right?
Yeah. That's going to be quite the shootout.
It is. Can the bullets hit the elephants before the cannons hit the bullets? Well, they're firing, so... Oh my gosh. I mean, we're kind of experiencing what Cleo had to experience here, I guess. The screen shake. As you're trying to... I feel like Monsters hearing that Cleo's having ping issues. There we go. There's the second one. Monsters hearing that Cleo's having ping issues and then going, I'm going to make it impossible to click anything. Is a fantastic strategy.
Oh, those cannons are putting in some work already in that.
Yeah. We've got all of the heavy here. Dismounted broken lances. Yeah, this is... I mean, I feel like part of me would just want to charge this, right?
Yes.
But that's exactly it's both what they want and what they don't want. You get too close and you're grenaded, you stay back and you hit with a rocket launcher. It's really awful, either option. Here we go, the mounted crossbowmen. Maybe, taking out a lot of those grenades. Some good shots there.
Yeah, I was going to say, that'll be the best bet, is just to try and pull up with those mid-range crossbows and guns and just shoot them.
How fast are these elephants?
Wow.
What is this? Oh my gosh. I reckon, let me show. Yeah, Cleo clearly has discovered at the same time as us. It's not a cannon shot taking out the general. How fast those elephants are. This is incredible. I think they caught it. Oh my gosh. And they've still got cannons on their backs,
Oh man.
I guess Cleo trying to reform and work out what to do here. Because the other ones, I assume, are just still peppering shots in.
Still firing at a distance. Those elephants go out of control, perhaps?
They're menacingly walking in with massive cannons on their backs. They can't hit a point blank.
Yeah, but the question is, do they fire on the move? I actually don't know.
No, me neither. I haven't seen many shots coming in from them. But like, this is a nice blob here for maybe some fire rockets and some other cannon shots.
Yeah.
Oh, smashing through the lines. Oh. You got to wonder if Monsters was expecting the artillery elephants to be doing so much melee damage this early on in the battle. Oh, there we go. We're getting some of these. I assume that's the old rocket launchers. Yeah. They don't care about hitting their own elephants.
Yeah.
And the elephants have left. So there's really nothing even there to hit now. They've just lobbed everyone up and then walked away.
Shows up, shoots cannons, tramples you.
Yep. Oh, the elephants have routed. I imagine maybe some of them being hit by their own rockets. But there's still quite a lot of them left if they come back in time.
Yeah, they'll do a little damage as they're routing away too. If they route through units.
Yeah, I think Cleo marching up. Well, there's no point trying to run from the elephants, so you might as well run at them and engage maybe some of these grenades as they get going.
Oh, let's see.
These rocket launchers,
Grenades
absolutely.
are Oh man!
Big shots and they're broken.
Oh, the damage! The critical mass of explosions.
It is a lot of screen shake, isn't it? You've got to wonder if Cleo at some point was checking the settings for anything to turn off screen shake halfway through the battle to lose the competitive disadvantage it's put her at.
Oh man.
Those musketeers reloading. Oh my gosh.
To get close, it's just getting destroyed.
I wouldn't have expected them to rout so quickly as well by making it to the lines, and now the elephants just kind of having a good old time crushing through.
Yeah, that's devastating. They're just going to be able to trample everything that's routing. Although
the mounted crossbowmen
the
still
other
going.
elephants are
Oh
still,
yeah, they are running.
Still running. The crossbowmen are keeping them out.
I mean, are the musketeers much good against these elephants? This is a menacing approach, honestly. Like, if you're these musketeers, you just see these cannons kill pretty much all of your friends who are running behind them. And these muskets do not seem to be doing much against these elephants.
Their fire rate is very low, so I'm
Might
guessing it's
only
not
half of
gonna
our
be
force
great.
remains.
No, here they come! Oh, wow. Oh, they've got another shot off, but I've not seen a single one of those elephants go down. And there's the sweep through the units.
Oh man. Oh, they're all dead. They all died. Some of them are getting back up.
And I think, you know what? I think this is the strength of Monsters Abound's compositions, is sometimes it's so crazy it works.
Absolutely.
You know, I do feel like on Cleo's side, I think she may still have this, right? There's still a lot of units left to fight. I mean, is it just these elephants?
Our warlord
There's the general.
Trust his warriors will avenge him and not despair.
I guess he was part of the NAFTA throwers, but yeah, I mean it's just it's just the elephants basically left. But
I think with Monsters Army, this is like the most I felt like he's come close to winning, and yet somehow still the most insane army he's brought. It felt like if all of those units, if he'd had anything to be able to keep them routing and to chase them, that would have been nice. But just not enough. Yeah, he's saying he brought fire rockets instead of something sensible. I think it just comes down to bodies there. Like, that was a very quick turnaround from Cleo, I think. But honestly, these elephants, I'm not counting them out. They've not lost a single one.
They're definitely not out of this yet, and the mounted crossbows, a little bit better fire rate. They probably have the best chance if they were able to stay at a distance, but right now getting caught.
Just try to see if the other elephants came out, but no, I think you're right. They did flee all the way off the battlefield. Cleo, this is where I went Control A and right-click the elephant. I think that is really the only counter to what he's got going on here.
Oh man, yeah, the melee infantry aren't going to do anything. I mean, maybe if the elephants get full stopped. But
yeah, I mean, have they lost an elephant yet? Two. They've lost 2 elephants. I don't know if those cannons are firing. I think this is what it would feel like to have to fight an elephant with a cannon on its back. I think that's the emulation that we've managed to create here.
Yeah,
Oh no. There's more of them going down. They're still charging. Oh, what the circle as well.
Circle.
Yeah. No, they've seen those elephants break through. Monster saying I was supposed to fight Sotek, but he decided to skip down. I think I know why. When he catches up on this VOD and sees what he's missed, it'll either be, you know, massive regret or massive relief with nothing in between.
I will say, you know, as amazing as Total War Warhammer is, it does not have elephants with cannons.
No, no.
Come on, Games Workshop.
Look how proud they are of what they've managed to accomplish here. You know, they're only warmed up. And there they go. They heard the compliment, they got shy, and they have left.
One of the Venetians pulled out a mouse.
Well, a close defeat, and I would honestly look at the numbers there. I would say that is far closer than I would have expected it to have been.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, it's going to be up to you guys whether you think that was a valiant defeat or not. We will also at the end of the stream be voting on which was the most entertaining matchup. I think it is. It's Lionheart versus Nerd Rage Fred next. It's going to be very hard to be more entertaining than that. You know, I feel like Monsters may not have the most competitive of units, but he always brings something that's worth watching. And I think that's what's nice to see in those battles. So that is 11 points for Holoskinks, which is, you know, robustly managed to put them into the lead of the tournament for now. I don't know. Oh, maybe only just behind Fishy Takes. We'll see what the History Boys do, because the History Boys really are the answer to this, right? If they're able to win all three, then that puts them on equal footing.
Keep pace, at least.
I realise I've been pointing at things on my screen with a mouse cursor that obviously no one can see. So if everyone could pretend that they've seen where I've been pointing this whole time, that'd be classic. Cleo deserved those wins for the trauma inflicted. Yeah, that was a hell of a set of battles, and I'm so glad we got to witness them.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, Cleo being brought in as a late addition of, oh, can you fill in for me quickly? To then have to go against that feels... that feels like if Cleo had lost, it's a guaranteed valiant defeat for just having to fight it and turn up.
Definitely. It's, you know, like here, please come get trampled by these elephants.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't mind. Very, very kindly.
Right, we're going to see what that poll is while I just boot up. So we have Lionheart versus Nerd Rage Fred, I believe, is our final set of three. I'll tell you now then. So Lionheart is bringing Scotland. So we're in the early period first. So we've got early Scotland.
Nice. Early Scotland's a good time.
Yep. Not quite as many... I was going to say not quite as many Highlanders as Monsters, but I've seen a lot of Highlanders. So maybe there is. We'll transition over just as that poll finishes up. Yeah, we got a real solid base of Highlanders as the middle of this formation.
Oh yeah, Highlanders. Looks like some cavalry to back them up.
I'll let him set up, and then we'll pause when the battle begins. Do you know which faction color that is?
Oh, that's the Holy Romans, I believe.
Okay. I mean, if you're right, that is incredibly impressive. That is a definite yes for valiant defeat. All right, let me update that on the leaderboard very quickly now. Otherwise, we will forget. But well done, Monsters. Monsters, I believe, the only competitor so far to get every single battle be a valiant defeat, which is also every single battle a defeat. But all of them valiant. So a real accomplishment there. All right, what have we got over on the Holy Roman Empire side? You were absolutely spot on. So we have got some catapults. Ooh. We've got dismounted feudal knights, and we've got ballistas as well. So this is Nerd Rage Fred's army.
Okay.
So quite artillery focused.
Ballistas are, you know, a little bit faster firing. They're decent against shooting units. Yep. So we'll see how they do.
We're not seeing, I was going to say, not a huge amount of cav. There are some hidden in the trees here. But I think that'll be less than what Lionheart has.
Yeah. And yeah, Lionheart's cavalry on the flanks, very traditional army.
Yep, but also these border horses, although they're only light cavalry, there's no real answer over here on Nerd Rage Fred's side, right? He's got this cavalry in the woods here, ready to kind of fight against these heavier mailed knights, but it might be that actually Lionheart, and I think he's seen it immediately, has the run of show if he can go get this artillery. That's a lot of money that's not been able to do too much.
Yeah, haven't fired any shots so far. Yep. They've been on the move, so...
They're gearing up now.
Yeah.
But, you know, as we say it, the border horses are moving in. And there's nothing melee here to hold these back, right?
Yeah, no, the
Spearman
German
back
cavalry's
here.
too far.
Yep. Are those sergeants going to catch them? Oh, maybe. He's
Maybe.
got that one.
Nice screen. Yeah, got a couple models maybe.
The Lionheart's pushed
It
through.
looks like they
pushed through
clashed from the other
regardless.
side as well.
Oh yeah, he didn't go for the. He's had one thrown into the cavalry engagement, and the other is just swept round into these ballistas. That is a. I mean, a couple of shots still being able to go off into the archers, but that is a difficult pill to swallow, I think, for Nedrich Fred to get the artillery caught at this point.
Yeah, it's a lot of value, and just you know, from a win condition perspective as well, being able to protect his units, very important.
I mean, I think he's got a strong the Holy Roman Empire here for Nedrich Fred. It's a strong front line with these Highland archers. If there's no even the general bodyguard back as defense, right? There's no real way to punch through this Scottish line right now.
Yeah, the Scots have got a really good sort of initiative,
Yep.
and they're dictating the pace of the engagements, where and when these engagements are happening. Germans are very much on the back foot right now.
Yeah, and it does look like they've managed to break through here. So hopefully we're going to see these cavalry sweep round and start to take out these Highland archers. But it is maybe too late. Like, we're seeing units start to break. I think maybe Lionheart gauged exactly the amount of cavalry needed to hold them off long enough to be able to win this kind of central point.
Yeah, really effective. You know, that this type of tactic is effective in any Total War game. Lionheart showing his experience here.
I mean, it's the tough matchup for Nerdrage Fred here is Nerdrage Fred, I think, plays a lot of the. I know he played a lot of Three Kingdoms, a lot of our newer historical titles. He is kind of up against the King of Medieval too.
Yes,
Like, this
very
is-
much so.
This is Lionheart is the.
They have lost half their men.
What's the opposite of an underdog? An overdog. The one to beat. Like, absolutely in a strong position of knowing this game, knowing kind of the time to beat certain units and matchups. So I think this is him kind of showing that strength.
Definitely. And we've got some units now fighting to the death with the red banner. So that is one thing about getting a full surround, and I mean, granted, when they're fighting to the death, they're usually losing pretty badly anyway, but if you surround someone too well, they actually won't rout, they'll just keep fighting.
It's unfortunate when it's your peasant crossbowmen doing that, though. But it
Yes.
doesn't like the others have joined in. They're all inspired by if the peasants are going to do it, we might as well do it. There we go. We have managed to get some cavalry back into these Highland archers, but then here we go, just as we were saying, the general's bodyguard coming to respond, right?
Yeah, they were in the right position to respond.
There you go. Lionheart in the chat telling us it's over Luon. I have the high ground. I think the experience here definitely is showing through. Like, picking Scotland, having that aggression, and seeing the artillery and knowing, okay, I've just got to immediately take that out. How can I distract these units long enough for me to be able to win that? And that's worked really, really well. I don't like praising Lionheart when he's in the chat. You know? I feel like that's going to go straight to his head. Count Dracula with a C saying, I wish there was a Medieval 2 with better modern camera controls. I will say, I've remapped the controls and I really enjoyed it. Like, it took a little bit of fiddling with the Q&E because they were the other way around that I wanted them to be, but I'm using this, the camera controls I have here are just like a lot of modern Total War games, so I really recommend it.
Yeah, it's held up better. This game has probably held up the best overall of any of the like pre-Empire games, I would say.
Andy's saying as well, download the free cam mod. I've not tried that. I am going to definitely give that a look after the stream. Saying it makes the battle camera just like the later games. So
Nice.
we've got a second resistance here from the Holy Roman Empire, but this is a lot of Scots.
Yeah, some sergeant spearmen making a valiant stand. Although,
There's the Emperor.
Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
I think that'll probably be it, right?
it's got to be, maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
sergeants are regrouping, but maybe not.
Oh, as you said that, the curse on them. As they're regrouping, they've broken. But yeah, I think the battle maybe evenly matched in terms of forces, but like Lionheart he is going to be a monster to fight in Med 2. I see him play a lot of, and maybe he can confirm this, I see a lot of Lionheart play Empire and Napoleon as well. I don't know if he's playing those games, but I feel like he will also be the one to beat for Empire and Napoleon.
Yeah, definitely. It does seem like he's
The
yeah, very
enemy are
well
utterly
versed in these
vanquished.
historical games.
This is a great
I think where we'll
victory,
see Nerd
worthy
Rage
of
Fred
only the
and
mightiest
Archive
of
shine
generals.
will be in the Three Kingdoms era. They
Yes.
played a lot of Three Kingdoms. All right, well, there we go. That is the victory for Lionheart. So we have got the first points from our last set of games. And that is the History Boys getting 3 points and 1 point for 2 catching the trench coat. We are going to put the poll live to determine if you think that was a valiant defeat. What do you think, Dav? Would you give that valiant?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, he charged in. You know, Akkad really. Yeah, he tried his best. You know, I respect the pick of the artillery on the one hand, but ultimately didn't have enough cavalry to defend his flank there, and just kind of got rolled up. So
Yeah. Someone saying in chat as well, maybe too overwhelmed by how quickly those Scots charged. Lionheart is not playing the Napoleon round, and I think you're not playing it because you are commentating it with me, which was maybe the only way to make that a fair fight for whoever would have to face the History Boys. I don't know how much Napoleon Cody plays, but you know, the only way to beat him was to take him out of the fight for it.
yeah, there we go. Underhanded tactics. I see. The fix is in here, huh?
Okay. I am waiting on the results of our survey then for a valiant defeat, but I will tell you right now. So we have Lionheart as Milan up against Venice.
Ooh.
So we're in the high period.
Ooh, got some Italian city-states in the high period. This should be an excellent. I'm expecting mass Pavis crossbows on both sides.
Maybe this is the battle for who gets to go march on the Papal States next. You know, who gets to choose the next pope.
There we go.
Brothers in arms, really, aren't they?
Very similar rosters.
Yeah.
Slightly different on some things, but yeah, I'm expecting some quality militia spearmans, Pavis crossbows, or all cavalry.
Well, don't worry, there's more behind it. But yeah, Lionheart with his mounted crossbowmen on the sides, but the main bulk of his army here, a lot more crossbows, armored sergeants, and some of the heavy cavalry to clean up at the end. Very light on heavy infantry here.
Yeah, really going to be relying on those crossbows, which looks like they have armor upgrades. It looks like maybe they have full armor
Some of
upgrades
them,
as well.
These guys do, perhaps, versus these.
Yeah.
I mean,
Interesting.
honestly, if I was wielding a crossbow, I wouldn't want extra armor. You know, like, I get that they're trying to keep me alive, and I appreciate it, but this thing's heavy enough to have to crank back. I don't want to have to do that. All right, so we've got the result, and we are going to be moving straight on into this game then. All right. No valiant defeat for Nerd Rage Fred in that first one, and hopefully a valiant victory for him in the second, as we see him with Venice. A lot of crossbows as well for him. So this is going to be a very crossbow heavy game, but we are seeing a higher number of heavy infantry and kind of more of this front line.
Yeah, looks like Venice went a little bit more on the melee infantry.
Yep.
We'll see kind of how things play out, but right now both players not wanting to give up the high ground position. Should see some posturing and some maneuvering early on here.
I think we can see some sprites moving over there. I think Lionheart, I would say, you know, you're free to disagree. I don't think we've seen mounted missile units really do too much in these battles so far. I think that first battle with Joe, perhaps, where they drew them away, but the missiles themselves haven't been doing a huge amount.
Yeah, maybe the Jeanettes against the Aztecs in that open battle, just because the javelins do a little bit more damage. But yeah, mostly they're the missile cavalry in this game. Unless you're really committing to a long, kind of arduous type process, they are going to be more of a distraction, kind of a little bit of supplemental DPS. They're not going to be the main kind of damage dealers.
Someone as well pointing out Milan just look lovely green. You know, matches the grass. I don't know about you. I this may be a known thing. I swear I was doing a meme on it, but like in my campaigns, Milan also betray me all the time.
Yes.
Like there's there's three things that are true for everyone, and that is that you know, at some point we die, at some point Portugal invades Wales, and Milan will betray you. Like those are the three things that we see in every med team.
Yes. And especially if you take Corsica or Sardinia, I think they are hard-coded to attack you.
Yeah, it's so I think in the Let's Play we had for Will, we saw Portugal invade Wales, and in my live stream of Med 2, Portugal invaded Wales, and apparently in the dev roundtable they talk about like there's some bug with Portugal that they just kind of rolled with where they just love Wales. You know, don't we all? But yes,
Yeah.
the someone pointing out as well, Cleo's mounted crossbowmen took out the grenades, which was a very good use of those mounted crossbowmen. Really helped.
Yes.
Helped keep monsters on the back foot of a battle that was otherwise absolute anarchy.
What would you call cannon elephants, missile cavalry?
I mean, they kind of are the missile as well, aren't they? It's kind of double missile cavalry. It feels like both the word missile and cavalry are a disservice to both sides of what's going on there.
It's not necessarily accurate description.
So we do have quite a defensive formation for Novroj Red here, taking it up on the hill. Lionheart's approaching, I guess seeing that in terms of the ranged game, he does have more crossbowmen, and these crossbowmen are further back into this formation, right? So Lionheart's going to be able to pepper these troops. Novroj Red will have to make a choice as to whether to start moving these guys. I see they raised their shields.
Also a little bit of a blockier formation as well.
Yep.
So
we have Lionheart starting to get these mounted crossbowmen going around. Do you think they're going to be trying to snipe out some of these horses?
yeah, potentially sniping them out or leading them away. They might be trying to get an angle as well to like fire in the back of some of those infantry.
Yeah. It looks like the militia here is starting to fire, so they are starting to return fire into them, but they've made the crossbows all turn around. Oh, over here as well, some of the heavy cav, which is leaving, I think their backs open for a counter shot right from these crossbowmen.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. It's all about the angles here. Like, you can fire into the sides or rear of the unit, definitely get a lot more value that way.
And that's a
looks
lot
like.
Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say, looks like they might be trying to catch those
Yeah.
like Familia cavalry.
That is what it seems. There's a lot of crossbow bolts going off into the sun, and I think they've successfully caught at least one unit of them. And then you've got these crossbows kind of peppering in. But while that's going on, Lionheart is kind of charging forwards. The crossbowmen
getting ready.
peppering. Got another unit of peasants. Popular unit. Oh, he's dead.
No. Yeah, against those heavily armored crossbowmen, those peasants aren't going to do anything.
And now we have kind of Lionheart's net closing, right? Oh, from all... I was wondering where the crossbowmen were going, and there we go. So while Novroj Fred managed to take some of them, the mounted crossbowmen, I guess if Novroj Fred looking at them thinking, well, they're ranged cavalry, right? Or simply not having the cav to be able to countercharge them. And yeah, sure, they've routed and they've broken, but the disruption that has done to Novroj Fred's line.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the great things about missile cavalry always is in a pinch they can always charge in, do a little disruption, pin down a missile unit temporarily.
Yeah.
You definitely see that so far here, although it does look like Milan is having some morale issues.
Yeah, I was going to say, if this front line breaks, that's going to be pretty bad for Lionheart. I mean, even now we're seeing these men-at-arms are going to be able to sweep in here, the men-at-arms sweeping here, but the crossbows, there's going to be no answer to them, right? There's the cav over here, they're really tangled up in these engagements.
Yeah, and we'll see, with them being heavier crossbows, I don't know how fast they are. If the lighter infantry might be able to catch them, but more cavalry charges from behind.
Let's see if we can get them up close. There we go. And getting into those crossbows, it feels like that is... I think Lionheart has maybe lost this front line, but the ability to keep, I think, most of his cav, and all of these crossbowmen is... Novroj Fred is sitting there. I'd maybe start trying to even throw just a couple of these units towards these crossbowmen, force them to move around a bit, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it looks like some units getting wrapped up there by the general's bodyguard.
This is pretty close to cool, I'd say.
Definitely.
Both of them winning their own skirmishes here. A lot closer than the last battle, I'd say, for sure, even at this point.
Definitely.
And he has managed to get through to them.
Yeah, the cavalry pushing up. Yeah, now we see the infantry on the move as well. I was going to say the infantry
Only half the
need to
enemy
push up
force
as well.
remain.
Take advantage of the opportunity to close the distance, try and get on those crossbows.
Those units routing as well. I suspect Novroj Fred. Well, I just cannot say his name quickly. Nerd Rage Red wanting to see them break, and some of them I think have.
Nerdurge.
Oh, it's a mouthful every time. And you know what? Like Lionheart, sometimes I'll just call Lion, but for some reason, Nerd Rage Fred, I have to say the full name every time. I think it just feels like I'm attacking him if I just call him Nerd.
Yeah.
It just feels mean. I think this is actually going to be a
My
pretty
lord,
crucial battle between
only
the two
half
here.
our
Because if these
force
guys manage to
remain.
win this, they can break out into these crossbowmen. I think Milan making a bit of a comeback here with a lot of their units coming back.
Yeah, we're getting some good regrouping here, so it should be an interesting second phase.
Do you think they're going to charge these crossbowmen into the crossbows again?
No, they might just pull up and try and create like a nice critical mass of crossbows to countershoot.
Oh, it's a very close. I really am putting my hat on. It feels like whoever starts to win this engagement is going to be able to just free up really the rest of their melee infantry to be able to. And this might be a pretty decisive part of it.
Ooh.
We've got one, and then we've got the Met Knights coming in.
Ooh, the rear charge on the general's bodyguard, but
Yep.
will be enough. You see the Venetian units already, morale's
Here they
breaking.
come. Oh, but we have got more as well. The armored sergeant's coming in. I think they can see it as well. This is such a crucial engagement. So many like mobile and melee units in. These guys are all just kind of shooting each other while that's happening. Nerd Rage Red's
General's
still taking
bodyguard
out the
is,
crossbowmen.
Tactically withdrawing there. That is going to pull some units into the crossbows. We
Yep.
didn't want to lose that leadership there.
Ooh, we're seeing some routing from the Venetians. I think Lionheart may have just managed to clinch it, but this is a really close fight.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The Venetian crossbows getting engaged.
Yep.
Now, once more, looks like they're going to start
Praise
to
to our
rout.
Lord.
Ooh, Venetian
Our
general goes
enemy
down. That's
general
going to
I
be
think
it.
that's going to be
like
it.
the
For
coward
Cleo
he
as well
is.
with
Press
Falls of
onward
Venetia.
and break
So
the spirit
yeah,
of
but
his
a
army.
lot of desperate charges right there at the end as well. But very close battle. What are your thoughts on that one in terms of a? We'll throw the poll out, but it's up to you guys if you think that was a valiant defeat. What would you give that, Dav?
10 out of 10. I mean, historical matchup, you know, two Italian city-states, an absolute slugfest. Really, really amazing battle. Really
Yep.
fun to watch. So I would give that valiant defeat 100%.
And I mean, not technically over yet. I feel like it probably has hit critical mass in terms of it's going to be, you know, we've got these men at arms fighting, but I think it's going to be very hard to come back from this. Just a lot of wavering units.
Yes.
And in fact, most of them broken. But honestly, I'd say, again, we called him the king of Med 2. I think a really robust defense against someone who is you know, an expert at the title. Especially as it looked like they were losing a lot of those kind of cavalry engagements at the start, but they seem to turn those around and be able to free some units up to be able to come and take out at least some of these units.
Yeah. Yeah, those Unius crossbowmen, they're to be respected, definitely. They're quite a scary unit, so.
Some discussion in YouTube chat as well, agreeing with you that they're pretty good in melee as well, so it's not the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very solid armor. They've got
Yep.
swords, you know, so they're gonna move in and see if they can finish up in melee here.
Yeah, we'll stick them on a higher speed here.
Victory is ours. Let
There we go.
victory be a salve on our wounds.
Let's throw it over to the
Proudly
leaderboard then.
earned
That
in
is
the name of
correct me if I'm wrong,
Holy
the second victory for Lionheart, which gives him a whopping 5 points.
Absolutely.
The question's going to be, was that a valiant defeat for Nerd Rage Fred? I feel like that was
gotta be right.
probably one of the most valiant defeats we've seen, would be my
Definitely.
opinion.
100% agree.
The poll's live, but it's up to chat. So they may see it, they may think, no, I hate Venice. And I don't want to see Venice ever be awarded.
Wow, such a beautiful city.
Exactly. So we will be moving on to our final battle. If you were a competitor in this Dav and you were going into the late period, who would be your faction of choice?
Ooh. I might go with the Ottomans
Okay.
for the Turks for the Janissaries.
Well, I'll tell you straight off the bat. Lionheart's gone for England.
Oh
That's what
boy.
we're seeing first. We're seeing some demi-lancers. We'll let the poll run for a little bit. I'll let him form up. I'll pause, and then we'll have a look at their formations. What have we got here? We've got... it's going to be a historic matchup to end, because it will be England versus France for the final points.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
What
I
a
think
way to finish.
we've only seen 3-0 so far in these matchups.
Yeah. And all sweeps.
Yeah, so is it going to be Nerve Rage Fred being able to buck that trend? We'll see. But it's, I guess, one of those games where some people have been playing Med 2 for 15 years. I've assumed it's 15 years old. I may have made that number up. They've been playing those games for so long that they just have that knowledge ingrained in them of this is how you fight and this is how you play. So maybe a harder game to learn and get into. Maybe partly my fault with splitting between early, high, and late late periods. So they had to really learn 3 sets if this is one of their first experiences with like more competitive battles in Med. So apologize to the competitors who struggled to learn all of the different armies and all of the different periods at the same time. Lionheart saying we agreed to we had a gentleman's agreement at the start to have a battle of generals only.
Oh, nice. Very, very thematic.
We do have a valiant defeat there, so we'll award that point, and then we'll have a look at the armies that we've got. So starting off here with Nerve Rage Fred's army, we are seeing a lot of cavalry.
Yeah, some chivalric knights, dismounted chivalric knights.
Even the ones that don't get horses, they have to make it known that they do in fact own horses. They are dismounted. You know, they've just left their horses at home. They don't want people to think that they don't have them. Adventurers.
Oh.
First time we've seen them brought out, I think. I've completely misread that word. And do you know what, Dav? I really appreciate you not correcting that I saw a French word, translated it into English in my head, and it's when I said it, I was like, what the hell is an adventurer? I've never seen an adventurer in there too. And now the problem is I've put myself in a position where really I should try and pronounce this word. Aventuriers. Some Aventuriers. Dismounted knights, armored sergeants. So a pretty traditional French army here. And on Lionheart's side, we've got Demi-Lancers.
Ooh, Demi-Lancers.
Demi-Lancers ready for full charges. And General's Bodyguard, so I guess that's who's heading out at the moment. Longbowmen. Really playing to England's strength here.
Very good.
Armored Swordsmen, Dismounted Knights. Again, they want you to know they do own horses. They are not poor, like the peasants behind them, who cannot afford horses.
Even though English knights historically mostly fought on foot. If I remember it correctly.
Hey, but they wanted to let you know they've got a horse. So Chivalric Knights coming out here versus the General's Bodyguard.
Oh, here we go. Honorable duel.
So is that we're now it became a spot the generals.
Trying to figure out where they're at.
55 versus 30. It's looking like at least France have the numbers. Oh, there's some archers pepper again. They're interrupting the honourable duel. I don't even know if they know that they are. They may just be auto-firing into this. Lionheart, what was your thoughts on the duel that was going on? As you saw the arrows coming in, it was honourable until I realised Fred had a double-sized general. Yeah, I mean, victory seems certain there, doesn't it? It's double the size and a couple of... It looks like Fred realised he'd accidentally fired a volley and stopped him. He's like, I'm going to win this the old-fashioned way. Also, I imagine he probably fired back into his own men more than he hit Lionheart with that one. They're pushing back. Man. So Lionheart's going to be starting from, I imagine, a point of having no general.
Yeah, we'll see. It's definitely looking that way. The numbers not looking great.
No, 13 versus... I mean, you never know. They could... there we go. It's every time we speak, Dav. Every time we start to say something, the opposite happens.
It's the caster's curse.
It is. Well, Lionheart not taking that lying down. He's seen his generals dead, and they're going for revenge.
Oh yeah, it's out for blood now. Let's see what they can do.
I guess the cheeky thing would be if they managed to just take out the other general just before they broke. I mean, I'd be firing these longbows into them. The duel's over now. You know, there's no honor left.
Yeah, just might as well just finish off the rest with crossbow bolts, the longbows.
Where's the still keeping the hidden cavalry here? You got to wonder if Nerve Rage Fred is expecting there to be some hidden cavalry.
Yeah, it's also Lionheart's got himself pretty far away from those demi-lancers. It's going to take them a good amount of time to come help, so we'll see.
Ooh, I think
Right
again,
now, France
big
really
shots
took
in.
this charge. Oh,
Yeah.
it looks like they might.
No, not again.
Oh.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Ah!
Oh, I love this game.
Every time, no. There's not an infinite number of peasants. We need people to be toiling the fields. Here they go.
Economy here.
He's moved in. I mean, he's kept back.
the adventurers.
He's smartly. He's kept back some heavy infantry, and the chivalric knights pushing back. The adventurers, as they are now called, falling back a little, trying to get away from those horses.
Might have been on skirmish mode.
They push back here. So I think Nerd Rage Fred realizing, there's the big threat here that I need to be taking out. But that is, I guess, giving the longbowmen another go of back and forth approach.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be at some good value here. And the knights, strong as they are, they do take damage when they're disengaging. Yeah,
So I'm always scared to press it. I wonder if Alt K would still do the cinematic camera. I'm worried of pressing it is like it means Alt Kill, and it like kills the game and ends the battle for us.
Oh, those lancers!
Yeah.
They just got wrecked on that charge.
So Lionheart.
I see
Oh,
George. Our men have slain the enemy.
that must be Nerd Rage Fred's
Without him,
general,
his
right?
troops will lose their
Yep.
will to
Yeah, all
fight.
the way back here. Those Demi Lancers have done their job then.
That's unlucky too. Right before the demi lancers routed. That's really unlucky.
I feel like at the moment this is, I want to say it's tipping towards Nerd Rage Fred with the Demi Lancers breaking off, but there's a lot of archers there that I don't know if these Aventiers are going to be much of an answer for if they can get hit.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. They have a much slower fire rate.
Yeah.
And I think the longbows have longer range as well. That's why, like I was saying, even in the late game,
Yeah.
they're still some of the best range units in the game.
Those horses are taking casualties though from the old adventurers. The arrows
Yeah.
adventuring straight into the horses. Oh, I think he just managed to get away with that one.
Ooh, that's a tricky charge there.
Yeah. I think, but you look at the actual infantry number size. You've got to think that Lionheart has the advantage there if he were to charge on him. If he can break through those
Yeah.
knights and get through to the missile units while his own protected, but maybe that's the issue, right? Nerd Rage Fred maybe having the mobility advantage now. He can't afford to leave those longbowmen behind.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky to try and protect against all that, but the trick is, the cavalry can come in, get a couple quick breaks,
Yeah.
start to roll things up. That'll be great for Nerd Rage Fred here.
You can just see, like, hopefully the stream isn't pressing it, but like the absolute stream of arrows constantly coming out of the English.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we had the Battle of Agincourt go one way. It looks like maybe it's going to be going. Lionheart heard that it went one way, and he's come and said, no, it's time for history to win.
He's got to put the historical wrong right.
Exactly. He's made them all cut up a finger. All right, the armored swordsmen there taking on the sergeants. Have we got much of the cavalry engagement here? This feels like it's pretty crucial.
Yeah.
Although the knights getting caught up is probably a disadvantage for Fred.
Yeah, he would have liked to then be able to kind of ping pong around and charge different units, right? Sort of a pinball. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some here, maybe to come into these retinue longbowmen, but I mean, even at this point, the knights engaging here, I'd be tempted to try and they've broken that. It's difficult. Oh, we are getting some routes. Oh, it's peasants.
Yeah, that's fine. Although they might cause.
Yeah.
The expendable thing's not a thing in this. They might cause other units to want to route.
Those English knights, if they can get tangled up here, that'd be nice. They can get a second flank of them. Only having then to sacrifice that one unit of longbowmen. I mean, this general's bodyguard can probably get involved. There's no general to bodyguard anymore.
Yeah, might as well fight to the last. I'm surprised though, those longbowmen held against that charge.
Yeah.
They were able to keep their morale and continue fighting.
Yeah, I feel like Lionheart's kind of won the out battles here. But
Yes.
Nerd Rage Fred, I think, is going to break through this line. I mean, there's a few
Lord
breaks
have mercy,
here, but
we've lost
it's
half
the
of
loose
our men.
formation
The
as
enemy are
well.
badly bloodied. They have
Yeah,
lost half their men.
yeah, we'll
something to
see.
waver.
The archers still having so much density. I think they can start to pour in some arrows on this melee
Yeah.
engagement.
Oh, there's more there as well, right? And he's got a couple of units of demi-lancers waiting. I think this is just tipped the Lionheart now with that
The
route.
battle is very much in our
Yep.
favour. If we
Yeah,
remain
bunch of
true
units in the
and
front line
steadfast,
routing there. It's
victory
going to
will
turn
be
into a chain
ours.
route.
Yep, and you know it was the fury of seeing their general die right before them.
Yeah.
That's what inspired the British there. Although not British at this point, right? Just English.
Just English. Even though the nobles were also French, but that's okay.
Well, we'll stick it on a yeah. hey, you know, everyone's a bit of everything. In many things. We'll stick it on the double time there as we see that chain route, but that looks like it is probably going to be the third of our sweeps. But I think if I came into this and you said, "Oh, who's got the highest chance of getting a sweep in this?" I think I would have said Lionheart. You know, he
Yeah.
is a very tough nut to crack, especially when playing mid too.
Definitely agree. And you know, monsters abound. I would have guessed would have reverse sweeped himself, but also done it in the
I think
most
that's
glorious
All
fashion.
of
So.
Christendom
The nicest
will be
way to put it is
awed by
reverse
the
sweeping
victory
himself.
We have won here today.
There we go. That's the victory. So we're going to go over to leaderboard. We've got 2 more polls for you, and then we are concluding our stream. So that is the History Boys getting maximum points. Some big swings in this round. We'll have to see the impact of that as we go forward. So another point for Two Cats and a Trench Coat. And it is up to you guys whether you think that was a valiant defeat. What do you think, Dav?
I think so. I very much respect the historical matchup.
Mhm.
Respect the trying to keep the cavalry moving, kind of do some disruption early on. I mean, it's definitely a fun one for sure. So
Yeah.
I know I appreciated it.
I think for me, it's if I look at the battle and there are several points during that battle where I go, "Oh, this could go either way." That's where I'm inclined to start giving out a valiant defeat, right? And I think at that point there were 2 or 3 engagements that felt pivotal, right?
Yes.
And I think if you've gotten to the point where there are pivotal engagements, it's like when you're playing a tabletop game. If you're at a point where a pivotal engagement, this is close. You should never. If you're at a point where you're relying on winning a couple of things, you're in trouble. And I think that's kind of where we saw that battle go. Lionheart managed to win a couple more of those, and also I think to pull out of those engagements with his Demi Knights where he knew he needed them later on, and it wasn't worth sacrificing.
Yeah, he was able to preserve just enough.
Yep.
And keep them alive to the late game. Keep that little bit of tactical reserve of like the couple tattered units just in case. It's always nice when you have a battle where you don't know who's gonna win. Like at multiple points throughout the battle, you're like, who knows? It could go either way, and that's how you know it was a good close battle.
Yeah, it takes that kind of chain route. So there's the last chance to vote for the valiant defeat in chat, and then we are going to have our final poll, and we will wrap up the 3rd round. The next round will be our middle, so that will be Napoleon. I expect we'll see a lot more guns in Napoleon than we did here. I thought we would see more gunpowder in the next stage, but maybe Monsters Abound hoarded all of it for his own army. Didn't dish it out to anyone else.
He bought the entire supply. Just got a monopoly to feed those elephants.
Exactly.
They actually eat gunpowder too, if you didn't know.
Oh, I didn't. Are they
That's
meant
how
to?
get
Or?
so fast.
Oh, there we go. It's firing out the other end like a rocket.
Yeah.
Well, I think the results are about to come on in of whether that was valiant. It's a very close no. It looks like actually it was the arrows firing into the general's duel seemed to be what tipped it. Of people wanted to see no arrows. They wanted the purity of the duel. So we will move on to our very last poll. And King Gobble will throw that up in the chat. So what that's going to be is a whopping 2 points for whoever is awarded the victory of this one. And that is going to be the most entertaining matchup. Now, Dav, I'm going to ask who you think was the most entertaining matchup, but I'm going to run through them in the order of which everyone saw them. So first off, we had Spears Before Beers, and that was Joe on it versus Andy's Take. I think we had some really cool historical matchups there. I think I even said at the start, right? It's going to take a lot to be more entertaining than people like really having a proper historical set of battles. I think that was really great. Then we had Holoskinks and Assembled Creatively. We saw, What did we see? What did we bear witness to
What
during those
did we
weeks?
see?
I mean,
We saw some things.
We did. We saw a lot of elephants with cannons on them. So that was Monsters Abound and Cleo. Battles that I think were more about inflicting morale damage than damage in game. That was a fantastic set, and then we just had the History Boys versus Two Cats in the Trenchcoat, and that was Lionheart versus Nerd Rage Fred, which I would say were probably the more like traditional competitive battles that we expect to see from like someone who is so highly regarded in the Med 2 scene from Lionheart. I think Nerd Rage Fred was trying to battle against higher odds there, but I think he put up a real good effort.
Yeah, it's a tough call. You know, all three great series, definitely. But as a gunpowder enjoyer, I got to put my vote with Monsters Abound.
Yeah, I think it's...
And that you know, him versus Cleo was it's really entertaining. Cleo's a great sport. You know, really, yeah, really fun to see.
Yeah, absolutely. The I think that will be every single time Monsters Abound is a competitor. If he wins this one, it would be every time as a competitor he wins most entertaining matchup, which would be quite the claim for him. So just as we're heading towards our wrap up, as we award those final points, just to point out the other streams that we've got going on next week. We have our very first history hangout, which we've not entirely worked out. It's going to be me and King Gobbo, so me and Steve. We've not entirely worked out what the backing gameplay will be for that, but the hope of it is that we're going to be able to just have a discussion of some medieval history. Steve is a massive fan of medieval history. I don't want to speak for him. I hope that's true. I was much more into Roman history. I like playing medieval games, but we thought it'd be a fun situation for Steve as a fan, not an expert, to take me through some medieval history that he enjoys. We'll probably get a lot wrong. We'll probably have to Google things live, you know, as any great historian does. But
my suggestion is split the difference and play Age of Charlemagne.
Oh well, so I am currently playing Thrones of Britannia, right, which is closer there. So I've got a stream. The other stream we've got, so that's on Wednesday. On Thursday, we've got our Couch Commanders, which is Thrones of Britannia. So it'll be Jack Lustard and Joy. They have an hour each. They talk about the making of the game. So I have to prepare my saves in advance, right? I don't know how much Thrones you've played, but I decided to play Wales. The reason for that was in our Med 1 stream, I bullied Wales for a solid hour, and I got bullied back by Wales. So I've been getting my save ready for this, and let me tell you, Dav, it is going awfully for me. I've got like an army of 18 units, and is it Mercia? Have just declared war on me. They have 40 units, so I am looking at the end of Welsh independence, I think, in this campaign. So it's going to be 2 hours of me just trying to cling on for dear life. I was wondering if maybe me and Steve during the historical hangout stream, maybe we see where that save goes, and then the Thrones of Britannia stream is me with the game director playing in front of the game director losing his game. I think only on hard difficulty as well. So I promise I don't enjoy the humiliation, but I reckon it'll be Jack wincing as I make awful tactical decisions.
Oh, sounds like a great time.
Yeah, we'll so that'll be on Thursday. Dav, thank you so much for joining us. Any particular channels or content that you want to shout out for people to go and check if they want to know more about you?
I just got my YouTube channel. I have roasting Total War Warhammer multiplayer primarily. Might be doing a little bit of other things here and there, but mostly Total War Warhammer multiplayer. So yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast. And one more time for anybody who missed it at the beginning, Medieval 3 when, Josh?
Well, unfortunately I was going to answer, but we've got the results in, and it is Monsters versus Cleo. It was a draw on Twitter, but 2 votes on YouTube swung it their way. So that is a whopping absolute max for Holoskinks of 13. Really, I think, and again, I said at the start, like the underdogs of the tournament kind of becoming the ones to beat.
Definitely.
I will maybe attempt to live look up who they're matched up against next, because I think that would be interesting to know. But I hate having 2 keyboards. But yes, the other team as well. The ones bringing the mad stuff also getting 2 points for their absolute valiant effort. Monsters Abound, you know, who knows what he's going to bring, but it's always going to be entertainment. You know, that's guaranteed. So here we go. Next week is, week 4, which I think is the 25th of September. So in 2 weeks, that will be Napoleon. Cleo and Lawmaster. So Holoskinks will be up against Two Cats in a Trench Coat. That'll be really interesting to see. I don't know how much Napoleon any of those 4 have played. We have History Boys will be up against Fishy Takes, and I think they are very close on points. So that's going to be seeing who manages to take the lead out of those 2. And then we have Assembled Creatively up against Spears Before Beers. I think it will be Damners. We've had Monsters for a few, so we'll see what tactics he brings. If he's inspired by his teammates' hijinks, or if he tries a slightly more traditional approach with his army.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with Napoleon to know like what would be the meme units. You know, what themes could you really do with Napoleon, right? Because it's I'm
sure someone will find something. You know, we'll see. It's the all cannon army or the. But look forward to seeing that there. So thank you so much for joining us, Dav.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you again another point soon.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, and we will see you next time. I've just got to find the button that ends the stream. There we go.